What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to yet again another Getting to Know the Artist. I am Wiggles, as y'all should know by now. If not, what the hell? And the man next to me, you may or may not know. So let's get to know him. None other than Conman Kitty. Welcome, sir. Without further ado, most folks know I have my set list of questions that I'm going to ask this man. But the whole idea is for y'all to start dropping comments and questions in the chat for this man so that maybe we don't have to ask all my same redundant questions. But for now, we are going to start with the first one. What is your name? Where was you born and raised? And where do you currently live now?
All right. So my name is Conman Kitty, and I was born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas, and now I live in an outside of Colorado Springs, Colorado for the last I've been in Colorado for like 10 years.
Okay. I bet it's pretty over there. What was the change from Texas? Like, did you move as a kid? Did you move as an adult? And like, what made you decide to go to Colorado Springs?
Uh, so I so I left Texas because I was getting tired of the heat. I needed a complete change, and I always wanted to go somewhere where it was cold. And so I traveled around and I kept on coming back to Colorado. And originally, I was living in a town called Longmont, which is in northern Colorado. And then about 5 years ago, I moved to Colorado Springs area. Uh, it was getting too crowded. I like that small town vibe.
Okay. Um, I'm real quick. I just want to acknowledge people in the chat, man. We got
Is
we
this
got
freezing
widget
on me?
insane. Yeah, it's a little. It's your video. Your like I said, your sound's good. Your video's kind of going in and out, but we can still hear you. So you're good there.
Yeah.
Master
I'm trying to figure
Boog.
out why. It was working real good today, and then all of a sudden, boop! It just gets
Right. It
that
said,
way
"Oh, you
where I
have
live out in the
something to do.
country, and a
Now
lot
we're
of
gonna
people
mess
getting home.
up." Yeah. No, man, it's cool as long as
Yeah,
we can hear
like
you.
I was streaming a game for like all day with no interruptions, and I decided to do this, and it decided the world decided to push back on me. But
Right.
but we ain't gonna stop. We we
We,
too we
we,
too
we,
we're here to
we
conquer
in
the
it.
world.
Yeah. We got Lumberjack in the chat. That's the homie. Arch Empire showing up. What's up? Thank you very much for y'all that showed up so far. I appreciate the support. Um, and yeah, so he moved to Colorado to get away from the heat and see the sights. Uh, okay, my next question for
Yeah, it's
you.
I'll never leave Colorado, bro.
Yeah.
I love
uh,
Colorado.
I had a cousin that moved there for a few years, and then he moved back to Illinois, sadly because his mother passed away. But he has mentioned about moving back there. I don't know if he's going to
Yeah,
or not. Um, but on that,
it it's something in the air, homie. I love it here. I've been to like 28
yeah.
different states, and I just kept coming back and back to Colorado. I've tried to live all sorts of places. It just this place just seems like home to me. So I just
Okay.
decided to stay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, all right. So the next question is, are you a juggalo? How long have you been down with the clowns? And then, do you consider yourself a juggalo rapper? Because a lot of people don't like being put in a box or whatever, and some people don't see a box. They say, "Yeah, I'm a juggalo," and I rap. I'm a juggalo, So, are you a juggalo? How long have you been
Yeah.
down with the
I don't.
clowns? And do you consider yourself a juggalo rapper or juggalo artist?
So I am. I've been a juggalo since the Riddle box dropped back in the '90s. Uh. So yeah, I've been a juggalo. I'm 100% all in with the fucking family, bro. That's just what I am. I tried to do the rapping thing without the juggalo stuff, but then I really it wasn't me. I had to do me, and so I have a lot of like juggalo music out. So I'm a juggalo that makes music, but I speak about myself, my culture. So I guess I'll be a juggalo rapper, right? So I guess
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I mean, so do
fucking
you
making
do you make
music, and I love
music
representing
though?
my family.
But do you make music like outside of like I don't know, it's hard outside of horrorcore? Do you just make some like heartfelt songs, like a different genre, or is all of your music
Oh yeah, I
horrorcore, specific?
oh no. I know what you're saying now. No, I'm considered dark trap metal. I do horrorcore songs. A lot of my songs
Right.
have horrorcore intonations, but not all of it. I got songs that talk about my depression states, and I got songs that talk about like no one understands me songs, and so yeah, I content. I got songs that don't reference Juggalo stuff, but all in all, I make all sorts of music. I'm considered genreless. I guess that's what you say. I dabble in a little bit, except country. No offense to country people, country music
Yeah.
people. It's just I grew up in Texas and I worked and all I heard was country music over and over and over and over. So I've did my thing of the country thing, but
Yeah.
otherwise
Yeah, I'm
that
not big on
man,
country.
I love music and I love making music and so I'm all over the place. It depends on the beat. I vibe with the beat. If it's a beat that's a mellow more beat, and I'm gonna vibe with that, and I'm gonna write what I feel. I write what I
Yeah.
feel. And if it's a hype song and I want to do juggalo shit in it, I do fucking juggalo shit in it. But if it don't call for it, it don't call for it. It's just the way that I like to present myself to the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you said you came in on the Riddle Box album. What do you think was your favorite song on that album?
Yeah, bro. Well, everybody loves Chicken Hunting, bro. The remix. That's the first song I ever heard. But I like a little something
Yeah.
something. I
Okay.
like the generally like that
Yeah.
whole album. I like that.
Absolutely.
I really like that album. That's my favorite album. But I think that's
Listen,
because
I'm just
that's where I discovered the people. You know
right.
what I mean? I
I'm
discovered
used to
I
people saying the
discovered
Great
everybody.
Malenko. Because that was me. My album that I came in on was the Great Malenko, or it had just dropped in 2000. So I'm used to people referencing like their first or whatever being the Great Malenko, and the fact that you said the Riddle Box, that's a little different. So that was kind of cool. Um, my next question for you though is what inspired you to start making music? Like, what was that switch that said, "Hey, I want to do this"?
Really, bro? It was so when I got out of high school, I dabbled with a lot of like back in the day it was hardcore music, like more like hard emo type music. Post hardcore is what it was called, and then I started cooking, and I cooked forever, and it wasn't till like right before COVID happened. I maybe a little bit before then, maybe around 2017 ish. I I decided that I wanted to try something different and I wanted to go back to doing the metal stuff. But then I was all like, nah, I was really joking with somebody. They're like, "Oh, why don't you try doing like a rap song?" And I was like, "All right." So I tried it out, and it was decent. It was decent. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I could do the rap thing. I didn't want to have to carry a. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do the rap thing. And so I tried it out, and I'm actually, I love it. I love it. So I started doing that more, and so it was more of a late life decision on to do the music, but really it was a dare from my homie that that wanted to see if I can do it because I'm more of a melodic metal type person. I do a lot of singing and with screams when I do metal music. So that was just it was just a progression. It was a progression. I really never listened to anything. See, back in the day, remember they used to put ICP stuff in. It wasn't in the rap music section. So I found
Right.
ICP when I was checking out all the other rock stuff. And so that's why I got hooked on ICP, and I never thought about doing like I said the rap thing until about 2017. I kind of started dabbling in it, but I really didn't actually release anything and actually do something until like when pandemic hit that October. So 6 months after the pandemic hit is when I actually like went in the studio for the first time with the rap thing and fucking started recording.
No kidding. Just you had so much time on your hands. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna give it a go.
So I've only been doing it for a couple years.
Wow. Okay. Um.
Yeah.
Who do you,
I'm gonna give it a
who do
go.
you
I let some people listen to it. They're like, "Bro, this shit's fucking good." I said, "All right," and so I said, "All right, let me go like figure out how to do the music artist thing, right?" And so I thought I needed to go.
you're cutting out a minute, bub. Uh, just pause a second. There you go. Yeah, you just kind of you cut out there for a minute, so you might just repeat what you started to say. Sadly, hell, I might be cutting out. I
Oh no, no,
don't.
I don't care. I can repeat it.
I think moving forward, we need to do like so one of us talks and then like wait 5 seconds so that it can process, and then the next then response,
All right,
just so that we don't talk over each other with the lag.
word. I got you. Let's do that. Let me see if I can adjust that. Okay, I got you on that. We'll talk. Wait a couple of seconds so that way we don't overlap each other. Right? Is that what we're
Right.
doing? Word.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So
so you go. Yeah.
where were we?
I was just saying it pretty much. Uh, you had the free time, so you're like, during the pandemic, sadly,
Oh,
you're like, fuck it, I might as well give it a go. And
we
I'm
good for
surprised.
me to continue?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Hopefully this gets better for us soon. Ah, so where were we? I so I started doing the music artist thing. Let me backtrack so we can continue on. So I started doing the music artist thing, actually like the rapping portion of my music stuff, uh, in during the pandemic, and and then we're here. Is that where we were at?
Well, yeah, and then you're saying though, you've been prior to doing rap, you've made like the metal trap for a while though, right? Like you've been doing the music for a while, or you're saying it really all just kind of like you were down since that, but then only recently decided to try your hand at some music. Like when did the initial start? Like when?
Exactly.
That's you're confirming. I'm sorry, I was like giving you the floor again.
So so yes, I became a cook. I'm a chef. Like I was a chef all the way up until the pandemic. Once pretty much a lot of people lost their jobs, and then I decided to do them try it out. Right, I all like, you should ask yourself if you're on your deathbed and you're gonna ask yourself one regret that you didn't like to do and that you didn't get to do in life, what would that be? And I was always liked doing the music thing. So I wanted to try my hand at the music thing because that would be the one thing that I thought before I died that I would have been upset that I didn't pursue in my life. So I started making music in October of the pandemic, and then I decided, oh shit, the I need to learn how to do all the production and do all this producing and make beats and all that. So I enrolled myself into college, and while I was in college for music production, I decided that music production wasn't my cup of tea. So I hopped over to the music business side of college, and so I learned all the back end stuff, all the music business stuff, like how to properly run a record label and how to like properly promote yourself. And so I recently graduated from that, and I just like find my producer and my mix engineer. He's really dope, and so I just leaving that stuff to him. I just let he writes the beat for me, and then I get the music. I write the lyrics, and then I just go in the studio and record with him. So I'm more of a business end person. I love the business side of the whole music industry.
It's sounds like it's you're looking at it as a journey. Like a lot of artists come up here and just look at it as a job, or it's this or nothing at all. Or and I'm not saying either way is wrong or right, but I'm saying I like your perspective on looking at it as like I don't know a journey or a fun challenge or whatever. You're not overly taking it serious. It don't sound. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you still with us? Conman? Everybody, he is disconnected, but I'm sure he will be back. I really hope this man gets his internet figured out because I think he's more interesting than we thought. And I'm really curious to get to know him. But I understand having bad internet. My internet is rocky sometimes too. And this will not be a fault on him. We're going to make it happen, even if we have to get him back on here tomorrow or something, figure out some internet, because I really want to know this man's story now. He just recently, well, the pandemic was what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? And he just started making music. And he's got some good songs. Conman Kitty, if you're watching this, my guy, like I said, just re-click that link that I sent you. We'll get you back up in here. Meanwhile, we have 5 people watching still. Who are you? Let me know in the chat. Uh, put a comment, hit that like button, share out the stream. Let's get more homies in here. Lumberjack, I love you, homie. Thanks for sticking around. Said my older brother was a jug. He never tried to bring us in. I heard come out and play on his MySpace and asked about ABK. From there, he began to educate me. I'm going to message you about an idea. Prince Prodigal. Wait, is that like Prince from Strange JRB camp? Like the homie? Either way, whoop whoop, welcome. I'm not sure how you found me. Um, Please hit the subscribe, the like, follow me on my socials, join my Discord. Uh, yeah. I really wish Widget was still watching so I could have him message him right now. If I minimize, it might mess up my camera. And you interviewed me a while back. Yep. Hey, that's cool, homie. That's what I mean. As long as one of us stays up here and keeps it going, keeps it fresh, keeps it live, holds the connection, use the same link and you can join back in. Panda Cat, whoop whoop, what's up? Congratulations on 1.17 subs. I know it's like almost 2 subs. It's crazy. No, thank you very much. It's I've been trying, man. I've been trying to put in work, put in effort, and not just fucking begging. Like I've been trying to put content out that people want to see or come see. That's not the same stuff that everybody else has put out.
Sorry about that.
No, you're
I
absolutely
moved my stuff.
okay.
I got off of some devices, so maybe it give us a little bit more
Y-
stream to hear.
Yeah,
too,
absolutely.
too
Real
many
cool.
devices running too many stuff on the internet.
Yeah, yeah, I feel it. So, real quick, to kind of summarize without having to re-exaggerate everything, we got you from Texas. You moved to Colorado. You've been down since Riddlebox or before that, but that was really your first album that really got you like really raging. And so far, what inspired you to be a rapper or singer is pretty much it's just a bucket list item, and the pandemic kind of made it full blow possible to try to do that. Am I correct in kind of collectively saying that so far?
Yep.
Okay, and something we haven't asked you yet is how old are you, if you don't mind my asking? I'm 33, or I'm about to be.
Oh yeah, I'm 42, man. I
Okay,
don't I
okay.
don't look it at all, but I'm older.
Ah,
I got,
all right. Yeah, and let's just move forward with who do you look up to in the music industry then? Like who do you try to inspire from or take from or just, who's your favorite artist, mainstream or underground? Like who you rocking with and whatnot?
oh, my favorite artist, bro, is Tech Nine. I'm a Tech Nine
Oh,
person. I'm a technician. I love Tech Nine.
yeah. Oh,
He's extremely versatile. He likes music because it's music, and it doesn't matter what genre it is. He likes music, and he fits with
yeah.
everything. And so I binged I binged a lot of his albums, but then I binge a shit ton, bro, of Ouija Mac, homie. I binge every
Yeah.
fucking Ouija Mac album. I love Ouija Mac. I love Ouija Mac, bro. I
Yeah.
love when he was with Swag Tooth. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I fuck around with everything that Ouija Mac does. I'm always listening to it. My
All
on the
right.
cool, my favorite like vibe album from him is was it Corrupted, right? That came out like in January last year. Corrupted.
You're
I
talking,
didn't
and it's
like that
got
album
his
at
like.
first.
Go ahead.
I didn't like it at first, but it grew on me, and I listen to it a lot now. That's like my
Listen,
chill out album. When I had a
I
long day, and I'll
love.
just fucking turn that bitch on.
I don't know if I should say I love to hate it or hate to love it, and this is why. Obviously, everybody knows I'm a Ouija nut rider. Like 10 for 10. That's my dude. Fuck what you have to say. But I still be criticizing him and shit. But Corruptus, just the songs needed to be longer. Almost every song on that album, like it got you, and the feels and hooked you, and then it just left me like right before, busting a nut. It's like, no, you're done. Blue balls. Like those
Yeah,
songs needed to be
I,
longer. I needed more harmony from Ouija.
yeah, I feel
But
you. It's just
he kind of
the
gave us some
industry.
of
The
that
industry
on.
nowadays is all about short. Go ahead.
Right. No, I was just gonna say he kind of gave us some of that on Problem Child too. I don't know how much you've dug into that new album,
Yeah,
but
right at the very end there, the last few
yeah,
songs.
Low Battery and Blind Moon, or whatever the heck it is, man. Those songs just like that's that shit, boy. So
Yeah, bro.
yeah,
I've heard the Problem Child 2 album maybe 3 times now.
yeah. I,
I've been
I've
kind
I've
of
listened to it a few.
binging this new. I've been like just. I haven't been listening to a lot of music because I'm in writing mode. I've been writing a lot of stuff. When I go into writing mode, I don't like listen to a lot of music at all. I just kind of like because I'm consistent listening to the new beats over and over and over. My ears are like worn out. So I haven't been listening
Yeah,
to a lot of music lately. But
yeah,
but bro,
yeah.
I listen to a lot of Ouija Mac. A lot, a
Who do
lot
you
of
who
Ouija
do
Mac.
you
But
who do you
but
listen
a
to
lot
that's not Juggalo?
Tech Nine. That's
But
literally.
he's
I
he's
don't
he's
listen to a lot of
Juggalo.
music.
I don't care what you say. Like, yeah, he's strange. He's technician, but he's Juggalo
Well,
in
I
my
like
book.
Lil
Like he's
Wayne. I,
okay. There you go. What's a mainstream? Like you listen to classical rock or mainly just horrorcore
no,
music?
I listen to, bro. I listen to this obscure music when I listen to stuff like Hank Trill or or
Okay,
uh,
yeah,
or like yeah. I listen to like really obscure music is predictable to me, so I like to listen to very weird vibe music to keep me interested. Uh, so like there's like Alligator Dave and the Couch Band. Uh, they listen. He's like an indie artist. He does the guitar and all that, right? So he's like a the indie vibe when it comes to like indie music. I listen to so funny. I listen to Wing. Uh, she's like this Korean lady that just dubs over people's fucking music with her version of it. So if you want a good like laugh and feel good, listen to Wing, bro, because she covers ACDC. She covers like all sorts of like classic rock and new age stuff. So yeah, so I listen to a lot of her. Uh, it's
that's
just
cool though,
I'm that weird. Yeah, I'm that guy that if they tell you to play my music playlist, it's gonna be all over the place.
and that's
I listen to a
okay.
lot of stuff.
That's
But when it
me.
comes to
I'm a
like
consumer. I
specific
like different
favorites,
music.
yeah, me too. I like different music.
Do you listen to any like reggae or like I don't know,
I've been listening
funk?
to a
Like
lot of Pete and Bass lately. A lot of Pete and
okay,
Bass. Uh,
yeah.
them people.
Isn't
So
that the old
and then
dudes?
like yeah, that's the old dudes. That's the old dudes from London.
Yeah, yeah. They get it, boy. They rip some shit.
They, Yeah, bro, they be getting it. They're good. I like their stuff. They just speak like old school gangster. They give you old school gangster vibes. Like they've done it.
Right.
Like they were used to push weight back in the '70s type shit.
Yeah. Uh, okay, yeah, that's cool. That's a different answer, a different vibe. I dig it. I like weird and different. When I'm not like in my horrorcore like mode, I that's me too. Like I like stuff that most people ain't listening to. If it's got a funky beat or a different melody or something, I don't even got to know the lyrics per se. I might start vibing with it or whatever. So yeah. Um. So my next question for you
Yeah, there's a lot of
is
Suicide Boys too.
yes, and there's talk of them maybe being at the gathering this year. Um, yeah, my next question for you is do you have any current projects that you're working on now? Any CDs, any songs, any tours, any concerts, um, anything? What's next? What are you working on? What's for Conman Kitty right now? What can we expect?
What's going on in the hood?
Yeah.
So we got I got two things going on right now, right? So I am I'm getting ready to go start recording my third album. Uh And so that one's been working on here. Next month, I'm supposed to be releasing the first single off of that album. It's I'm switching it up. I'm doing this like Negamata theme. Uh, so what a Negamata is the Japanese folklore. It's the two-tailed demon cat. So I'm doing a whole big thing around the Japanese demon cat, and I got these Japanese prayer cards that I'm getting printed out that have some really cool like uh things on them. You like pick it up and it tells you like uh I wish I could bring up a what they're about. But yeah, I'll bring that up in a minute. Uh, but I'm also working on a side project with a member off of off of the record label that I'm signed to. Uh, I'm working with him, and we're doing a thing called Suspicious Conman, and we dropped a single this week on Tuesday. So on YouTube, it's on YouTube on the Divide. I'm on a label called Divide and Conquer. So it's on
Okay.
there, but it's supposed to drop on all platforms. But I guess they're still like creating the artist profile for those. So when I contacted my distributor, they're like it's gonna be like another week before it like comes all the way out. But right now on the Divide and Conquer channel, uh, that song came out. It's called "Yo Mama Got Grassy Nipples."
Yeah. I like it. I like fun names.
Yeah, I love it's fun. It's got a little Yo Mama joke in it. But yeah, so that's the first single with that one.
so
We got
so
like
tell me,
we're gonna be dropping. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, tell me. So this whole Japanese thing, is is the songs like I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Are they just is it like based off of like a little folklore story that's from Japan type thing? Are you gonna be singing in Japanese? Are you gonna be using Japanese references? Is it simply just a clever title? Or what's
It's
the
a
whole
so I have a lot of. So my thing is the purple cat. I have a lot. If you go look at a lot of my stuff, you're gonna see purple kitties everywhere. So
right.
my brand and my branding, I do a lot of purple cat stuff. And so in this one, my story and my little storyline that I'm progressing, I uh I get So my first album was called To Become an Archangel. Then my second one was called First You Must Become a Demon. And so my first two albums moved the progression of my story uh to so the first two albums are the progression of my story to being a person, and then now this next album coming out is me starting to go more like demon mode. So I'm bringing in a transformation for my character, my cat, and he's gonna be like leveled up. So he's gonna become
Okay.
a Negamata, and his tail's split. So now, once that album drops, you're gonna start seeing a lot of purple cats, but now with two tails, as a symbol of the progressionary.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of like anime stuff. So yeah, naturally my stuff is a lot of anime already style stuff. I'm working on my first music videos to drop, and they're like a lot of them is going to be animated style stuff. I like to present my stuff to like the world through animation because that's what I vibe. That's more of my style. So I got the tism, right? And so I vibe a lot with cartoons and stuff because in cartoons they over show the exaggerations, right, of the
Right.
characters, and that allows me to connect with it more because the tism I don't understand people very well. So by reading and seeing
Bruh.
the cartoon stuff, I understand it better. So I don't even watch a lot of like TV that's normal. I say with human people. I watch a lot of shows animation like
Anime
24/7. I
and
have South Park playing on the
cartoon.
TV, and I got all the
Yeah.
seasons is just repeats. Yeah, so
Hey,
I'm
I
a
feel
really
it.
I vibe with it more, so that's what I want to present to the world more.
Okay, dude, that is so interesting. I don't think I've ever had an artist come up here that had anything like I ask a question later about and I mean I don't want to waste the question, but it pretty much just asked how you separate yourself from other artists in the underground and like that right there is like your answer in a nutshell. I don't know another artist that thinks that way. Obviously I don't know if you're familiar with Cartoon Bondurant, but he's a juggalo artist and he's big on Pokemon and stuff like that and using that kind of lyrics and stuff in his raps and he does some cool little like animation Siamese goat god and stuff like that or whatever, but even that
Yeah,
ain't what you just told me, you know what I'm saying? Like that's really neat. So I can respect that. Do you have any shows? Have you done any shows before? You said you're
right.
just starting. You're making some songs and some CDs, and you got this awesome idea. Have you ever performed in front of anybody?
Yeah, bro. I performed a bunch. I've performed like people I opened up for. I opened up for people like I've opened up for uh uh let's see, a Kung Fu Vampire. I've opened up for him like 3 times. I've opened up for Whitney Payton. Uh,
Really?
Twisted Insane. Uh, yeah, I've opened up for a good amount of people. I was doing the show thing hardcore for a minute there, but I I suck at trying to sling tickets.
Yeah.
I'm not a soul. Being on the camera, I guess, is different. It turns a light on for me, but like in real life, bro, I am like so antisocial. Like I
Okay.
have a
Kind
hard
of
time with
shut down.
like people. I don't understand people. I try to understand people. Yeah, I don't mean to. It's just I'm socially I have social anxiety.
Right.
And so
No, no, man.
I
I get it.
battle with it. But that's life. Everybody's got their own little things that they battle with. And so I have a hard
Right.
time selling myself out there, like getting on here and like whoa 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 whoa, whoa. And then because in my head
Yeah.
I don't want to ask for anything but I understand that's business. So that's why
Right.
I present myself differently. I had to fucking figure out my own path through this. But yeah, so I just like pay out the money to go get in front of bigger people. So yeah, I gotta, I've been on the stage a bunch. I tried doing the run my own show thing for a little bit, which was okay with all the local artists, with the local shit going on. But
Right.
I've performed in other states. So yeah, I've branched out some. This next year, hopefully, I'll be able to go on a good tour. I'm saving the money up to be
I
able to go on the good tour with my label.
I just want to say I appreciate your humility. You're very humble. That's cool that you think simple
Oh, thank you,
minded.
bro. I appreciate it.
Some people get so caught up in this right here, being on camera, trying to be a somebody, and it ruins their whole personality or who they even are as a person or whatever. Now, to an extent, obviously, if you're going to be an
Right.
artist, you got to be around people. You got to be able to talk to people, or it might be maybe not. They're your type of people that are introverted but still like music might be absolutely okay coming to your show and not saying nothing. That might be your vibe, but also I feel like if you start building a decent fan base, you're gonna feel more connected to those people. They're gonna feel more connected to you. Maybe the
Yeah.
social engagement will start to play.
Yeah.
I don't think you gotta sell yourself. Like I think you just gotta be yourself, and you seem to be doing that. And
Yeah. Just gotta be yourself. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
so don't
Yeah, I
try
bring it
too
to the
hard.
stage, bro. I bring it to the stage. I bring that energy. I
Yeah,
just I naturally have it.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so when was your last tour then, or when was your last like concert? I don't, did that cut out? I'm sorry. uh,
Bro, I live out in the boonies, homie. It's, I just I think it's because it's Friday night and everybody's at home that it's cutting out.
you're good.
You gotta do what you gotta do, though.
Yeah, and we can always come back again and redo it again with better internet sometime too. So yeah, I'm cool as long as you're cool. If it gets
Yeah, I
to
might
where
have
we
to,
really can't
bro. I'm
talk,
always
then
down.
um,
I'm always down, bro. But yeah,
so
yeah, I
let's
know what you're
just.
saying. I
I'm just trying to do the pause. That's all I'm saying. I was gonna say let's just move forward with the next question and see if we can get an answer.
let's do that.
What is your favorite song that you have made so far?
What is my favorite song? You cut out on me. I heard.
Your
What is your
favorite
favorite
song,
song? Is that what you said?
yeah, yeah, that you made of yours.
Oh, oh, that I made of mine. Okay, so oh man, that's a tough one because I like a lot of my music. So my favorite song actually is one of my depressing songs. Or it's not really depressing, bro. It's just talking about me and my depression. It's called Eternity Feels Like it's called Depression Feels Like Eternity. Uh and if you want a fast song, like an upbeat song, my favorite one so far, bro, has to be uh the it's called Wake Play Me When You Wake Up. I love that song. It gets me going.
Okay. And is that the song you would recommend to somebody that's just discovering you, or is there a different song even for that? Like if somebody's trying to vibe with you, but they've never listened to you before, what song are you suggesting?
Uh, First you must become a demon. That's
Okay,
the song I would recommend. First you must become a demon.
I think that's one of the ones I found and listened to that I kind of like.
You kind of like what?
I think that's one of the ones, like one of your songs that I've actually got to like really listen to and liked, like kind of clicked when I was going through your discography. Because like when I get artists up here, I'm sorry, I don't listen to absolutely everything. Immediately. I skim through. I make sure you guys have actual, decent sound, and you're not bullshitting me. You got more than three songs or whatever on there, and then usually I
Yeah.
go back.
No, I had to
I
do the
always
same thing.
follow. So yeah. Da, da. Okay, so
Yeah,
the
I had to do the same thing whenever I was doing whenever I was doing my little show I was telling you about with the Colorado heavy hitters, and I would have to put people up for the interview. We would make sure that you had to have music out too. Yeah. So yeah, I know what you mean. I've had to go check all these people, but you find some really cool music though doing that. Some of these artists you don't realize
absolutely.
all the music they have, and so it's always finding like so the person that introduced me to the producer that I have was actually somebody. His name is man. Hold up, it's been a while. Uh, oh, I can't believe I forgot his name right now. I got a song with him. So uh, what do you call damn, that's gonna bug me until I remember it. But yeah, I found him for
Eh,
my to interview on my show, and then I checked his music out, and then I was like, "Bro, I love this shit. I want to do a song with you." And he was all like, "Dope, let's do a song." And I was like, "I don't know any producers. Do you know a producer?" He's like, "Yo, you can use mine." And so that's how I met my producer. His name is Mixed by Blitz. He's a dope producer and a dope artist. He's actually signed to a record label called Odyssey Records. And if you've never heard of that label, that is Stevie Stone's record label. So he's signed and he works with Stevie Stone in the Springs
wow.
here. And
I'm
but
gonna
he's
I'm
done
gonna
music with everybody, bro. He's done music. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I was gonna give you a little note or something, a fact about me. Why I in fact I do or started doing these interviews, or part of reason why is for the very reason that I gatekeeped my own music for so long. If it wasn't the clowns, or it wasn't on the radio, or the clowns didn't put the artist in front of me, I was not listening. So, like, I owed it to myself and other artists if I had a platform to then, you know what I'm saying, bring them up, give them a platform, hopefully get them heard. And this is what I mean, tying back to what you just said, and that has opened my like horizons to so much good music from that I would have
Yeah,
otherwise
bro.
not like known or even thought to hear or whatever. So I'm sorry, I was kind of probably lagging myself,
There's
and I was
there's
just
just so
trying to get
much
that out.
music out there.
Right. Were
There's just
you
so much
really?
music out there, bro. It's it's like was I really what?
No, this the comment in the chat. If you see, can you see that at the bottom of the screen? It says,
Oh,
"Were
okay.
you really the GTA dude?"
No, I don't see that.
Ironically,
Where's it at? Oh, is there a chat
so
button?
You don't see this
No,
right here at
that's
the
fine.
bottom of your screen? Give it a minute. It might take a
Oh
second to
yeah, but
load.
it's so small.
Right, right. So I thought, and then I mean, you should have access to the chat. Chat. At any rate, real quick, I'm gonna answer this dude because it's kind of ironic. I have gotten that ever since the game came out. Like I've been told I sound like him, I look like him. Wade, Wade. Yeah, he's some trailer park dude on GTA, and that's cool. I ain't even mad at you. Whoop whoop, homie. Um,
Well, that gives you a connection and relatability with your audience. That allows because
right,
if they can pin who you look like, they remember you more than if they don't connect those connections. So that's actually a good
right,
thing. I know a lot
right,
of artists don't like to be like, oh, you sound like so and so, or but that's just people connecting their brain with you and
right,
understanding you more. Like if you've never
right.
heard somebody before, what happens is you hear them, your brain tries to search out relatability, and
To
that's
create
what
an image
everybody's
or
brain.
yeah.
You see what I'm
That's kind
saying?
of cool.
So
I
that's a
never
good
thought of it
thing.
from that perspective.
It's a good thing that they call you. It could be annoying, but actually, you're going to stay in their mind longer than somebody else because they were able to relate to you with something.
Every time they get on there and play that video game, they're like, "Oh, I know this dude in person."
Yeah, but yeah, so that's a good
Uh,
thing.
but
You
it
should
ain't about
embrace
me,
it.
chat. It's about him. Who does he look like? Who does he remind you of or sound like or something? Uh, okay, so let's just next question. You're on a label. Uh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Most people just starting aren't on a label. My question for you is, realistically, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Normally, I ask, do you think you'll be signed? So you're technically on a label. Do you think you and that label will be at a higher caliber? Do you think maybe you will go to a different label, create your own label. In 5 years, are you just gonna be, further in your music career? Are you hoping in 5 years you're living off of your music? Like, what's your 5 year plan?
Uh, All right. So my 5 year plan is I guess we'll see what happens. Nah. So so what I'm learning is I'm being schooled by my producer who's messes with the industry people, and he just lets me know that sometimes labels you learn from your label, but that don't necessarily mean you're always going to be with that label. You should always look at labels as stepping stones in your career path, and never like, so you're only going to learn so much from a label. And then once you learn that much, and this is what Stevie Stone was saying. Stevie Stone was pretty much saying he outgrew strange music, and how they explained it to me is you go from label and then you make some more and you go to another label once you learned everything, and then eventually you'll have enough knowledge in the game to open up your own label and sustain your own label properly because you learned how to. It's just like on the job training and go into different places when you're learning as your career to get to the knowledge to be able to open up your own stuff. So I
Right.
know in the future I do want to have my own label. I but right now I'm enjoying the label I'm with because they're helping me out. I'm helping them out. I got knowledge that they don't have and connections they don't have, and they got knowledge and connections I don't have. And so it works out well with us because we feed off of
It's
each
a give
other.
and
They're based
take.
out of Oklahoma. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool. And if
if
you
they
guys
believe
can
in
all be understood on that level, that's awesome. It's a give and take. Everybody's contributing, helping, learning. Some people don't look at it that way. They look at it, I'm on a contract. Everything I make goes to this label. I'm paying back a loan, or there's all kinds of outlooks. You really do got a positive way of thinking, my guy. Like, and maybe that, and it ain't even like, I'm not saying you're faking something. Like, I like your way of going about it, and just kind of like, not necessarily loosey goosey, but you're definitely just chill, going for the ride. I'm sure you have your boundaries and your limitations and your own moral compass that you'd like, nah, I don't like the way this feels, or whatever. But generally, you just
Right.
seem free spirited on the journey, and I fuck with it. That's dope. Um. Okay, so oh, he disappeared. There he is. If
I did.
no, it just
You said
your
you ever had to go
screen
free
vanished
spirited?
for half a second, and then you came back. I don't know.
Boop boop. It's my
Right,
electrifying energy. I've disrupted the grid of power right now.
right, right. Uh, so if not music, then what? What would you be doing right now? Of course, you'd still be a homie. You'd still be vibing music
Yeah,
and probably
I'd be a
attending
chef
some
and
concerts.
I'd be a chef in my ass off. That's what
Okay,
I'd
you'd
be
be a
doing.
cook.
I am I am a I bro, I'm a cook. I am a cook's cook. I love cooking. That's like my hyper fixation besides music is cooking. And I make everything from scratch. So yeah, I would be definitely figured out my pathway in the culinary world. I did it for so long
Right.
that but I got to the point where it was just too much. So now I just do the music thing.
Yeah, yeah. Real quick, I need to respond to this. Nicole, give me a
Yeah, yeah.
Mexican pizza and I don't know, just extra taco on the side or something. Couple soft tacos. So the Mexican pizza, soft tacos. If they don't have that, then I guess just freaking do the Doritos Locos. But I really don't want that again. So try for the Mexican pizza and the soft tacos. Sorry, that's my
I
old
love that
lady,
Mexican
man, and
pizza.
she's about to be on
That's
her
all
way
good. I love
from
Mexican pizza.
work. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, she's getting
I
us
love
supper.
Mexican pizza. I could I could eat that all the time.
Right, talking about cooking. Yeah, that's kind of perfect.
Yeah,
So yeah, you definitely would have been a chef then, probably, huh? If the music don't work out,
all
you'll
day,
still
every day.
probably go back to being a chef, huh? Or
No,
is
no, the music don't work out, bro. I'm about to fucking be homeless or something.
oh shit? He said, "I'm done cooking for $4." No,
I'm
hell
done.
yeah.
I'm done cooking for people. I love people to death, but I did it for too long. And sometimes when you do it for too, and I was high level. You know what I mean? I was working at places that was making $12,000 lunches where we were like in the swamps, pressure tickets down the fucking line. I done did all that, bro. I'm
Wow.
done. I am
Con
done
man, you're
with
not
that right
done. You
now.
gotta cook
So we got
Wiggles
to do
a
something different.
$12,000 supper. What even is a $12,000 supper? Jesus, that's craziness. Cook for dogs.
No, I'm saying is I was working at places where we were making $12,000 for lunch, like people coming in and
Right,
paying
worth of
lines out the
meals and
door type shit.
yeah, yeah. No, that's cool though. I bet you
Yeah,
still make a pretty
I
nice
I've
steak
been
and a little fancy something meal on the
yeah
side or something.
on the
Yeah.
side. Yeah, you got to do the palm thing with the steak to
Yeah.
know what it is. You
That's what's
touching all the
up.
steaks because you don't want to cut into a steak at the big places. The people are paying good money for big steaks, and you don't want to be cutting in the steak and to checking out the temperature and then flipping the steak over so it don't look like you did nothing. I know a lot of people that
Yeah.
do that, but you got to learn. You got to learn how to cook by the touch. So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
That's
it's
dope.
I've been doing. I did it for a minute, bro. I love food though. I love food, but I'm done working. If I'm gonna do food again, I'm gonna buy me a food truck and then I'm gonna hire people to work on it. I'm done doing it. I
Yeah.
love it to death.
Listen,
I
I'll
I,
come
I
run
believe
your
that.
food truck.
Huh?
I'll come work in your food truck. I'll be whooping more than I'll be
Right.
selling,
I feel
but
you.
no.
Right.
No, that's
It's
dope.
simple stuff though. My food truck I want is simple. It's simple foods, but good because I make everything from scratch. See, that's the biggest difference. There's in quality is I make everything from scratch, and then so it tastes better automatically. It could be really simple. Like I do a lot of so I sling sausages, bro. I got a company called Legendary Sausage Company, and so when I go in and make big batches of sausages, I just sling all I can. So I make a lot of sausages for some side cash.
Yeah, yeah. Hell yeah. I ain't mad at you. So what about when you was a kid? What did you want to be? Was it a cook? Was it a singer? Or maybe it was an
Race car
astronaut?
driver,
Oh
race
shit.
car driver.
He, he was gonna be a real fast NASCAR race car driver. Making another left
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
turn.
See, I grew up racing go karts, like the fast ones,
Oh,
and then when I was a
yeah.
teenager, there's these style of cars called legend cars. They kind of look like PT Cruisers, and I was driving that on the circuits. So yeah, I was gonna be a race car driver, bro.
No
That's what I wanted
shit.
to
This
do.
man has
I
had
drove it on the I drove
ambition
in the mini
since he was a
sprints.
kid.
Yeah, bro. But then it fell through. I didn't get to do that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just, you don't. Life changes. You know what I'm saying? It can
Oh
change
yeah.
on you tomorrow. And so,
Life don't
but
care
but so
what
that
you
happened,
have
and then I
planned.
no. It's it don't. It's like getting your board cleared in Magic the Gathering. And somebody drop a enchantment card to just ruin your whole fucking hand
Right.
at any moment.
Yes. Yes. God. The reference.
You
Beautiful.
never know at any moment. So yeah, I went from uh I went from doing the I went from doing the racing thing to doing the cooking thing, did the cooking thing. Uh yeah, but that's really what I thought I was going to be a for a minute there, bro. When I was really young, I wanted to be a preacher. My dad was a
Oh.
preacher, so I thought I wanted to follow in his footsteps, but then I realized that that's not for me. That's just not for me. So we moved on.
Yeah, that's like me, bro. Believe it or not, I wanted to be a cop, and that lasted very shortly, like till I was
Right.
maybe 7, and had a my first bad encounter, if you will. And yeah,
Right.
dude, have you made? You need to make a song about how you're a real fast chef car driver.
Yeah, I
Like
should.
rap
I make a
about how
lot of
you was a
references about my
chef
car
and you
though,
were a
which is
race
fast.
car. Yeah. No, that's
I
you
I do.
man. You go ahead.
So I talk about a lot of Hannibal Lecter stuff. If you listen to my music, you'll hear me reference like different foods and different things that I fucking making, but I use it in the Hannibal Lecter style to where they're like I'm cooking gourmet meals and I'm making you into sopressata. Or if you're not quiet, you're gonna be the pot roast at my next fucking gathering. Uh, so yeah, I make a lot of cooking references in my music. And it's generally, like I said, cannibalism style. So all the dishes that you hear me talking about, I'm over there making cannibal way. But I was thinking about coming out with a cookbook though, bro, and making that cookbook like a cannibal cookbook, but make it look like you're using real parts, but really you got like if you can't get your fresh body, why don't you go ahead and just like grab some ham here or grab some chicken. So, yeah, I do reference a lot of cooking stuff in my music, and I reference about my sport. I drive a M5. I have a
Mm.
BMW E39 M5. So I do
Oh
reference a
shit.
lot of speed stuff, a lot of fast, a lot of fast car stuff. So yeah, yeah. When I sing about I got an M5, I really got an M5. So, but when
Okay.
so yeah, I drive fast. I live fast. I love it.
That's dude. You are interesting. I am, aside from our internet, I am so glad that you came on here. That's cool as shit. Next question. And it's funny because you just mentioned something about the gathering. It's like you're kind of in my head a little bit. Like it's just lining up kind of perfectly. But my next question. Wait. Okay. You kind of
We're,
backed out a minute there. I just want to
we're
make sure
vibing.
you're there before I
We're
go ahead and
vibing.
say it. Yeah. Um. The next question I have for you is: have you played or been to the Gathering? And if so, how many times on both the chord?
So I've never been to the gathering. I want to go. Uh, I have a problem with crowds.
What?
I have a problem with crowds, bro.
Stop it!
I
No,
like
no, no.
legit
You have a
got the
problem with
tism, homie.
normies, dude. You ain't got a problem with jugs. The Gathering is home, baby.
No,
Like,
I have a
it
problem.
ain't.
I
It...
hold up, bro. I got the tism, bro. I got the tism really bad. Like I don't like crowds. I start like feeling overwhelmed. So I'm autistic. Did I say I
Anxious
got tism?
and.
I'm autistic, and so
Okay.
I have to wear the headphones. You know how those people have to wear the headphones out in public because I have
Yeah.
too much stimulation going on to my brain. So
Right.
I don't do well. I would be in one. I want to go. I want to go, bro. I've been working. I had tickets last year to go and I couldn't fucking do it. I've been trying to work myself up to go, but I get
Ha-
when it's too many people, I shut down and I start having ticks and like doing the tism thing. So I have a
So,
really
so hear me
I
out.
want it's a
Hear me
love
out. I feel it. I've been recently experiencing anxiety when I go to meet my favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point where my heart almost starts racing a little bit. I might even get like a little dizzy-ish feeling, and just like I almost need to like sit down. I'll start to overheat a little bit. Like I'll kind of get worked up or whatever. So I try to, prep for that, but it's not quite. I'm not saying I, have autism or I'm maybe as severe as you. But what I'm trying to get at is, I think anybody in our culture, should experience the gathering, and there is a way for everybody. Now, so you might still miss out on being in some of the up in front and in your face thing, but like literally, if you could just like be in your own little circle of maybe people as you walk around, and it be completely okay for you to leave that circle, and you have an exit buddy, somebody that you feel,
right.
really comfortable with, to just that is going to be okay with, leaving a main event, because that's what we
Yeah.
do for a
I feel
homie,
you.
because we
Well, see,
love
I just
each
start
other.
stimming, homie. I start stimming out a lot, and I guess it's just I'm so used to like people like not accepting me stimming in public because it could get crazy. So
Man,
I just try to avoid those
there is
situations.
so much acceptance. And what's mind boggling to me is you said you've done concerts, like you've opened for artists. So generally
Yes, but
it's the same. And I know it's different. When you walk up on a crowd of five, six, 700, 1,000 juggalos, even though they're your brother and sister, it can be intimidating. It's naturally hot and sweaty and stimulating, lights and sound, and just knowing the numbers in your head, seeing it right in front of you, and then what fucks me up is when people give me my recognition. Like they're like Wiggles, then I'm like, whoa, like I'm just a person, bro. Like I'm not, somebody. And so I that's what I mean. I kind of relate. But listen, for just finally after 20 years of being in this lifestyle, finally getting to go to the gathering last year, I wish on everything that I went a million times already. And I think absolutely
I
everybody
feel you.
should experience it because it is like the most
Well, I know
pure,
I want to experience it.
unadulterated, like freedom that you can ever have. Nobody's judging you about what you look like, who you date, whatever you claim, whatever your sexuality. Just there is literally no judgment, and it's all love and it's music, and that's what I'm saying. I watched homies literally set off while the majority of people were over here at concerts. People were just hanging out at their camp and they were okay with that. You could still hear some music. They only had a few couple little people around them. Some people might have been doing their own little ooh, but it's whatever you make of it. But you're there, and I don't know. I personally, I tell anybody and everybody, like, I think you should experience it. If you claim this
I
culture, you
want
know what I'm
to. I
saying?
last year
Eh,
I got yeah,
go
I
ahead.
wanted to go last year. Look, I was able to even score the what do you call it? Not the big baller camping, but the little baller when they introduced it. I was able to get those tickets, and then I got my ticket. It's just I guess the closer it got, the more my body was tripping out. It's not about me being judged. It's about my body
It's
starts
you literally,
like
yeah.
or how do you say it? They don't like me when I can go to a concert and be in front of a bunch of
So
people, I could separate myself and bounce out when I feel too claustrophobic. See, it's I guess that's the best way to
so
feel. When I'm in
what
front of too
would
many people or I'm around too many people, I start feeling claustrophobic. And
and you
so
need to
I
leave.
start
You
stimming
need space. You
and
need fresh
overwhelmed.
air. Yeah. Need lights kind of dimmed down even. That's what I'm
And
saying,
so
man. Like
it's
what
not
works
that
for
people are gonna
you?
judge me. It's literally it's me. It's something that goes on that I try to battle all the time because I think my biggest thing is just wanted to be accepted. But even though I know I'm accepted, my brain
No.
don't erase that program. My brain don't erase and allow me to do it. It just I have all these plans to do this, and then when it comes time to it, I start like,
And
and it just
that's
it becomes not fun.
right. And that's what I'm trying to help with if I can, because like I feel you and I relate kind of to what you're saying. And like that's why I was asking, like, what do you normally do when just that generally happens? And you just said it, you need to exit. And the thing about being on stage is you can exit. Well, I know it might seem like it's impossible, maybe. I'm trying to find out where that whole what scenario in your head do you think would be your first stim, I guess? Like, do you think it would happen just as soon as you pull up? Like, you would just see too many people? Like, you could
No,
be the
it's
last
gonna.
person. I'm just
What it
trying to
is
understand
like
because if
I'm gonna
I
be
could
there
be
for a
that
week.
person, you're right. But
I
see,
could
now
do
you
it for a
break
day.
that down. It's not a week. It's 4 days. Stop telling yourself it's a week. Now, if you get there early, it's a week. But I'm saying, and I'm just saying this right, like as a micro step. You're a week sounds big, but if you say, well, it's not a week. It's just four
Yeah,
days. It's just 3 days and nights and
right.
or
Maybe I can
three
start
days
like
and
tricking
four
my brain.
nights. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike, kind of step it down a bit. I mean, it's a big deal, but like maybe that's what it is. Like if you're like, oh man, I'm there a week, all these people, this could happen. I'm there a few days with friends. camping. Tell yourself that. And when you show up and like, I think you need to have somebody that you can count on. Like, I'd be that person. You don't know me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you on a personal level, but it doesn't matter. Like, if that's what it took for you to go to the gathering, you'd say, I need to know that I can have one person that I can just say, hey, code word, safe word, whatever. And
Right.
that in that moment, that means okay, I need to exit away from everything going on here, and I need one person that can exit with me, and I could be that person. And that's what it took to get you to the gathering.
Right.
I would gladly give up some of my big
Right.
moments, memories, just to be that person for you. Because that's what I'm saying. That's how much I think anybody that really loves this lifestyle and culture should attend it. And I have another buddy, ironically, that has that same issue. He's been entering my live streams for the last few months now. I do a live stream at 2 o'clock in the morning while I'm at work, and he
Yeah,
has
I see
social
that, but I'm running sleep.
anxieties. No, no, you're cool.
Yeah.
His name is Crow Name Call, and I told him the same thing. I said, look, if that's what it takes for me to get you there, don't hesitate, and I'll be your exit buddy, and we'll go walk off, smoke or whatever, just breathe, do our own thing for a minute, chill out, ready to go back to that event. Yeah, if not, there's so much going on. Firstly, you can't attend to everything anyhow. I don't care who you are. They make it that way, so you're not missing everything either. There's always the next thing that you can attend. If you sadly
Right.
gotta, step out of this show or whatever's going on, okay, in another hour there's three different new events going on, or so like for me
Right.
to do my part to get family to the gathering, it'd be well worth it to me. I'm just saying it's something to think about.
Right. I feel you.
Break it down a
You're
little bit,
solid.
maybe, or get you an exit buddy, and think about it.
Right.
But
I'm gonna have
also
to. I'm gonna have to
as an
find somebody.
artist, I think it's really good for you to show up there too. You know what I'm saying? If you can
I
show your
do
face,
too,
that's
bro.
that's
That's
your
why I wanted
crowd.
to go
That's
last
that's
year.
your potential fans right there, boy. In a nutshell, because Jugs go
Yeah,
hard for Jugs, even if they
I'm
suck,
just gonna have
bro.
to be uncomfortable for a couple days. That's okay though. You know what I mean?
Right?
I'll live. I might be
Absolutely.
stuck in my bed for a week or two afterwards, but that's okay because I get that.
Listen, yeah,
Because I get the what do you call it? The
that
crash.
postpartum,
I
yeah.
every time I deal with social people, I gotta like sit in my bed for a couple days and not do shit when it's too many people. I don't like that my body does that. I wish I can be like operating normally, but it just happens, and that's what my spirit chose to do this time in this incarnation here. Is it decided that it was going to give me some challenges, but that's okay. You know what I mean? You got to fight through
Listen,
them.
I don't know. I don't know if you do some mushies. Maybe that would help too. Eat a couple mushies and just kind of vibe down a little bit. And
Right.
I don't know. It's so beautiful there. And yeah, if I'm just saying, if I could be that person for
Well,
you, I'd
every
be
year it's
honored.
something I want to do. Right, every year it's something I want to do. It's just these last couple years I've bought the tickets but didn't fucking go, and it sucks because I just threw all that money away. You know what I mean? Especially now those tickets
Right?
ain't that cheap anymore. So
No, man,
I've
they
been doing
jacked
it.
that bitch up too.
Maybe I've got to work my confidence up. Yeah.
Right, right. Well, start hanging out, bro. I'll mentor you. I'm just kidding. I'm nobody. Listen, dude, I'm a nobody, and I know that if you would have met me freaking 4 years ago, I was not this. I was not this social butterfly. And in person, I still don't like people. Don't get it twisted. Like normal people in
Right.
societies, I'd rather be in the woods, hiking with nature, by a lake. Like, stay away from me. But if you're my people,
Yeah.
If you're a jug, if you're a hippie, if we're vibing, then I can vibe. I'll be cool. Now I've gotten better with
Right.
normie interaction. You know what I'm saying? But I also too, like I said, with my own
Right.
like VIPs meeting like Ouija. Sometimes I'm straight. Other times I'm fucking sweating bullets, and I don't understand why. So I mean, it's just I don't know. I kind of relate. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Let me
Well, I
real quick.
understand. You just try to understand. Yeah, bro, I want to do it. I'm building my confidence up every year. I'm getting more and more to it. So yeah, bro, I really want to fucking go so fucking bad. I
And
have time to
listen,
go now.
from
Before it was always.
no, no, I didn't mean to cut you off. I
Yeah,
just
go
want to
ahead.
say also from what you have given me in this interview, my guy, you're freaking interesting. I think people are just waiting. They don't even know
Yeah,
they're waiting to like love you. You know what I'm saying? To get to know you and dig you.
right.
You got a cool vibe about you, and I feel like the gathering would just feel that. Secondly, I need to address. Supposedly, I won the will spin. If none of you guys know, Swill's Edition is a Juggalo podcast, and the man's dope. Sometimes we don't see eye to eye. Sometimes we butt fucking heads, but it's family era, and I love the dude. And apparently, I won on the wheel spin during his live. He has a wheel and he spins it, and he also does the will at the gathering, the notorious will that everybody's like taboo about. That's him. But in his show, he does one and does giveaways, and apparently I won, but I don't know what I won. So I just want to say thank you, Not
That's
So
dope.
Cash, for coming in here and telling me that I won, but you didn't tell me what I won. Another shout out to motherfucking Waffalo, because I never see this man in my streams. Show on stage. Here is Waffalo. This is the motherfucking homie, boy. This man makes sure ain't no
Woo.
fuck shit going on in our community. And if so, he's there to tell you about yourself. So I gotta give love to my homie, my brother, Waffalo. Thank you very much for coming in, homie.
Woo.
Um, but I won on his wheel spin too. What? Widget won too?
That's dope.
We both won? What did we win? Okay. Sorry to interrupt or interject, but
No, what do we win?
yeah.
That would definitely be in the back of my mind. What did I win
Right.
though? Yeah, definitely be gnawing at the back of my head for the rest of the conversation.
you know, um,
But I believe, so I believe everything. So I'm that person that, is mystical and believes things happen when they're supposed to happen. So there's a chance that the walking down the path I'm at, it's time now for me to step out. That's why I reached out to you for an interview, and I've reached out to other people now for interviews. I do believe now is the time for me to start stepping out and getting in front of people. So yeah, so definitely I'm more serious about it now, and I'm just following down the path. And I was just getting all the back end stuff, and then now it's time to rock it, bro. I'm trying to
absolutely,
get out there and
absolutely.
and find everybody. You can't just. I guess I'm more methodical. I guess it's the DM in me because I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and so I've DM'd for a long time, and I like to get everything ready for the party before I start walking out and doing the thing. So at first, when I started my career, I was getting music and then dropping it right away, and then dropping it right away. And now I'm taking more of a approach to where I'm actually like every song is its own thing, and I'm taking time on it, and so now I believe that my music is to a point to where it's time to start presenting it to people. So I take a lot of time and pride in the stuff I'm doing now. Well, like I said, when I first started, I was just dropping. And then I realized really that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to actually like have a strategy for your music. So now is the time for me to start stepping out. I've only been
Well,
doing
I
this for
mean,
four
I
years
think there's
now.
a time and
So
place to drop random tracks, but I think any good artist has a story to tell. So, you kind of start a
yes, they do.
discography off of
They
that,
do have a story, but you want that story to connect and hook. There's some people
Right.
that they write short stories. They just want to write the short stories, and I'm writing a novel, bro. I'm trying to write a 13
Yeah.
book novel here.
There you go.
So yeah,
Hell
so
yeah.
the whole like dungeon mastering thing has helped me like understand how to like put things in the story for people. And that's why I was telling I got all these like extra props starting to come out for this next drop. Like I got these prayer cards. You don't never see people like pushing prayer cards, but it has something to do with what's going to be happening in the future with my stuff. And so now I'm just slowly getting people to understand it. And plus I wanted to get a
Dude,
couple
I like
albums
it.
behind me so that way that people are now discovering me, they can kind of go binge a little bit of my music. uh so so yeah, now I think is the proper time to start coming out and starting to collect people and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
connect with everybody. And I just
Well, I'm glad you chose
and people know my
Literal
vibe now.
Wiggles.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get people to understand me.
Yeah. So you haven't done no interviews before this?
No, bro. No, I've done one interview before. And so the first time I did an interview was back in 2022, and I did the interview, and what he did was he called me back and was like, "Bro, I love the interview." The dude that interviewed me, right? His name's Little Colorado. He called me back and was like, "Bro, your interview's so dope. I love your energy. Why don't you be a host on my show?" And so then I started doing the show thing for like a year. So it kind of knocked me off of what I was, my progression of doing interviews, because then I started being the one giving interviews like you're doing.
Right,
And so
right.
I was caught up in doing being the person interviewing all the time. Then I started neglecting my going and getting on
Right.
interviews, because when you start doing it a bunch
Yeah.
for yourself, it's it you don't want to do it all the time with other people. And
I get it.
that's what was going on with me. And I just,
Yeah.
it was too much. You know what I mean? It was too much on my plate. So now, like I said, I'm in a
Absolutely.
position to where, so I was supposed to have a song drop earlier this week. And so that's why I was happy to get this interview today. So that way I could promote that. But guess what? It didn't drop. The distributor didn't have it ready, but yeah, it's on the Divide and Conquer YouTube page, and hopefully it'll be on all the other streaming platforms soon. And yeah, and then I wanted to talk about getting the pro. You know how it is now. I understand how the game is played. Before I was in the game and I was just running around randomly, not knowing what I was doing, like getting lost, like in Elden
Right.
Ring. But until you, and once you start formulating a plan, you can start executing the plan. And so now it's time, bro. It's spring of 2025. It's about to it's about to start moving for me now. So we gonna do it. You know what I mean? We gonna do it. It's
Absolutely.
awesome, posse.
Let's go to a couple simple questions. What's your favorite color?
Purple.
Okay. Mine is red. Um,
Dope.
and then,
Dope. Red's a good color. It's a very
however,
it's one of the colors that it act a lot of hyperness out of people. So yeah, I love red. It's
yeah,
a good color.
I don't know where I can't find the fucking dread to save my life. However, I have a purple dreadlock, but that's because that's my mom's favorite color, and I put her hair in
Right.
this dread, so this is her dread.
That's cool. Maybe I
So
should do
yeah,
that with mine. Like I dyed my dreads purple once, and it didn't last long. That purple came out. I tried to do the split thing. I did half green and half purple, and because that's my brand colors. See, bro, the
Yeah.
riddle box is so ingrained in me that green and purple are my brand colors. So
Yeah.
I use the color scheme from the riddle box into my stuff. And so yeah, so I do a lot of green and a lot of purples. A lot of my posts are like a they got a purple overlay, so it looks really glitchy. So yeah, I like to say concurrent, but with smooth with all my content. That's why I sent you the when I sent you the picture for the thumbnail, I sent the glitchy
Yeah.
one also, so that way y'all could choose which one y'all wanted to use. Because mainly
Right.
I have an overlay of purple on my stuff. So yeah,
I
bro, I
gotcha.
love purple and green. Those are my brand colors. So those are awesome colors to me. They vibe with me
Hell
all on.
yeah. Uh, what is your favorite domesticated and wild type animal?
Oh shit! So I love I love animals, bro. I got a lot of animals. I have a problem. I collect animals. I got a lot. But so my favorite, I would say, no, bro, real. I got dogs, I got cats, I got a rabbit, I got chinchillas, I got turtle,
Yeah.
I got chickens. So yeah, I got a lot of animals. So,
I
but
feel
I
it.
love I love cats. I like in my earlier years, I was 100% a dog person. I still am a dog person. I never had a cat until about 3 years ago, and then I just kind of like cats more now as I got older. So my favorite domesticated animal currently are cats. But when it comes to wild animals, I love them. I love it's a cat too, bro. It's a mountain lion. I love the mountain lions. I studied a lot about
Yeah.
mountain lions.
So
But camels are
specifically,
cool too, homie.
camels?
You know, camels are from North America originally. They're they're
No shit.
they were actually built. Yeah, they were actually built to be a snow animal, and they weren't really for sand. They were built to be in like the snow areas. That's because if you notice, like in America, there's a lot of there's sand. Yeah, there's our deserts and stuff, but not like where they're at now. But their special
Yeah.
eyelids to help them with the sand was actually originally to help them with the snow, but they got like introduced over there in Egypt and like back in the day, and they just fit in
That
really well
actually
over
makes
there. So
sense.
yeah, that's
Eh,
something us Americans think the camel's from over there, but reality the camel is actually indigenous to the Americas. So yeah,
I never in a million years would have known that. That's cool as fuck. My my domesticated animal, I would say, is a dog, but I too had a mini zoo at one point and still have some. Sadly, my bird died, but I've had parrots and
right.
snakes and fish and cats and dogs. We got a little bit of everything too. I used to not really like cats and still,
Right.
so domesticated, but hear me out. So we own cats. If I have a domesticated cat, it's got to be different. Our cats are bobtails, or it's got to be like a minx or a
Right.
Siamese or something. Something different, not just your normal tabby cat
So
or whatever. However,
right.
ironically, my wild animal is also feline, and it's a white tiger because they're so
Oh,
beautiful
that's
and
cool.
majestic and they'll lure you in and they'll kill you and they're not supposed to exist.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like
that's,
if I
that's my shit.
but my dream dog. So I got a dream dog, and I haven't been able to ever get it. I think they're really hard to find. Uh, but it's called a Sholot, and, and they're like really down there in South America and Mexico area. But they're hairless. They're completely hairless, and they're considered one of the oldest breeds of dog. But they're
Right, like
like
didn't
you have to
ancient
take care.
pharaohs like type had them, or you see them portrayed with them or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah. Yeah, then they got a medium sized one and a small sized one. The smaller ones, people call them the ugly dog because they're all
Right.
like hairless except for right there on their face, and so they
Yeah.
call them the ugly dog. But they're sholots, is what they're called, sholot. See, I think I want it because I'm actually half Indian. I'm half Mesoamerican Indian. My
I can
grandma and my
see that.
mom came from Mexico off of so in Mexico at north of Mexico City there's an area called Puebla or and in Puebla there is a reservation there for the Otomi Indian. See, this is what I am. I'm a Otomi Indian. And my and so my grandma and my mom came to America back in the day, back in like the 70s, and they then I was born. So I'm half Otomi Indian. But yeah, so that Sholo dog is really tied with the Otomi Indians and the Aztec Indians. The Otomis are really cool, bro, because when the Aztecs came down into Mexico and they started conquering everybody, they had a really hard time with the Otomi tribe, right? Such a hard time with the Otomi tribe that they gave them their own area to live in, and they used them to be the FBI selective service of the pharaoh of the king uh for the Aztecs. So they even named a warrior class. So if you ever look into like the mythology of the Aztecs, they have like the jaguar and the hawk, and then the top level is called Otomi, and they shave their heads and keep just a little ponytail in the back of their head. That breed of
Okay.
warrior was named after my people that are Otomi. And also, Otomi Indians are the only Indians in all of Mexico that actually got reservation, and they actually don't have to pay taxes. They're annexed. They got their own stuff. So the Otomi tribe is a stiff tribe, bro. Uh, so yeah, that's what I am. I'm half Otomi Indian, and so I want that dog mainly because of how associated it is with the tribe that I'm from is. But
Listen,
yeah.
listen, folks. We we are not worthy of this interview. This man is so fucking beautiful. Um, that's fucking incredible, man. That's amazing. I try not to assume nothing or whatever, but you can clearly tell that you had some kind of like native or obviously Mexican
Right, I look
heritage,
Mexican.
you
Yeah,
know,
I look like it.
in
I got
you.
the big nose. You know what I mean? I got the big old nose here. That big old Mexican nose. Yeah, I got that.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Does that
I
look
look
like a
like a
good bear?
fucking Pollock, bro, like through and through. I don't know, but
But Polacks
I'm
are dope too. So outside of here, I was adopted, right? So
yeah.
my mom, she was only 14, and so she couldn't like take care of me. So my paternal dad, so my real dad, he adopted me to his sister. So I grew up with my aunt, right? But my but
Yeah.
so my adopted father is Polak. He's Polish. My last name is a Polish last name. And so
Okay.
and so I have a Polish last name. I have a lot of ties to Long Island, New York. Like I kind of spent my summers growing up in Huntington Station in Uniondale, New York. So I
My
got a lot of family that's adopted in New York. But
my
yeah,
last
I got
name
the
my last name
yeah,
is
my last
Wisnaski.
yeah,
So
mine's
clearly you got that
Kalinis.
ski. Ooh.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
Okay.
Kalinich. It was originally Kalinich, but whenever my great grandparents came over to Ellis Island, they changed my great grandma and my great grandpa. They took their names and they combined them for the New World. So my name's actually a combination of two names that come from Poland area, and so yeah, my last name's Kalinis. So definitely got that Polish stuff. Definitely love my cabbage. Definitely love my cabbage rolls and my fucking cabbage and sauerkraut, fucking and sausage. Definitely love all my Polish dishes. I grew up on them. You know, my grandma cooked a lot, so I grew up on those dishes. But yeah, homie, I definitely was
You
adopted into a Polish family.
that is crazy. You're never ending, bro. Like I'm gonna have to have you come back on here for a whole different type of interview, just on your heritage and
Yeah,
knowledge and all the woes and no's of Conman Kitty. Because, dude, this is crazy. You just don't stop with the surprises. And we've been live, by the way, for almost 2 hours.
yeah.
Um, That's crazy. By the way, if that's getting too long for you, we can end it whenever need be.
Bro, I told you
Normally,
I could speak for hours.
well, yeah, and normally at
Oh,
this point, I've done made it to the end of my game questions and all kinds of stuff. We've only just got to the bottom of this first page. And like I told you, this interview is whatever you choose to make of it. And I appreciate that the internet's kind of working a little better here at the end. And we're
yeah.
just going. And I'm cool because it's my weekend. I stay up for, whatever until 3 a.m. usually tonight. So it ain't no big thing for me. You know what I'm saying? I like
Yeah.
real
Yeah, I
ass
feel you. I
and
stay up late
real
too.
new people. And you listen, you got a story to tell. You're interesting. You're like this is you everything you have showed me is just furthermore why you of all people need to go to the gathering. And I would give
I know,
up
bro. I'm getting
my
there.
stop it. I would give up my precious moments for you to be your exit buddy just so that you show up there because you're the type of person we need. You're not fake. You're not making stuff up. You're just you and you're
Yeah.
original and you're humble and you got this cool little history that you could tie in with. You don't have to. I'm just saying, like, yeah. Can you speak native language? You could use some of the story or knowledge from your ancestor, your
Right.
grandfather, whoever, and tie that into your music? Like the last native was what, ABK? Like we don't have a lot of
Right.
that in our culture in music, and
I
so
know we
like
don't.
that I
It's
like
hard to market
different.
it
That goes
sometimes.
no, you
Yeah.
just be you and let the market come to you. When you got a talent or something, a special gem, a diamond like that, people will come rub that son of a bitch. You just got to make it there, available. You know what I'm saying? You are that gem, and you just got to be available for people to come rub, and you got to get over it. No, that's beautiful, man. Thank you so much. I am honored. If nobody's ever just, I love you, and I'm honored that you chose to come on my stream because I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I say I'm a nobody. I don't mean that in a negative
Well,
way towards myself. That keeps me humble.
no, I understand what you're saying, bro. Yeah, I understand 100% how you're saying that, homie. You are somebody, but you are humble too. So yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you 100 there. But
Uh,
so yeah, it the thing is like I said, I believe in the fates pool and doing when it's supposed to happen. Like I was been trying to hit you up for like a minute trying to get on a show interview with you. It just wasn't time yet. If when you're moving with a
timing
ship,
for
bro,
me is timing for me is crazy
I
too.
can't.
I was sorry. I was originally on second shift,
Oh,
and
go
then I
ahead.
moved to third shift. So then that made me re-timing my interviews too a little different.
Yeah, I got you. But what I'm saying is timing happens when it's supposed to happen. When the synchronicities around us. This I'm really big
The
into like
carnival,
numerology and the mystical shit. The fucking car, bro. I
the
love the
carnival
carnival.
provides and puts stuff in place. Listen, I believe that too, and that's just it. People was telling me that. because last year was my first time going to the gathering, and prior to that, people used to ask you, you know, like, well, why haven't you win, or what's your excuse, or I would say, you know, it's my excuse, and a lot of people would help me almost build myself back up by saying that very thing. It's not that, you know, you done something wrong. It just it wasn't in your cards. It wasn't the right time. And then now the carnival provided, and it's your time to go. And I got to experience my first gathering. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
meet so
I feel
many
you.
homies, and it was just an incredible time. You know. So maybe this year's your time. I'm just saying, maybe. I don't know. You still got 5 months to figure out if you're gonna make time for it, if you're gonna
Yeah.
buy it, if you're not, if you feel comfortable, maybe not. Maybe this year is your build up year now that you're getting back
Or
out there, and next year, but this is the legendary. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. The legendary year being the year that you go would be like that'd be legendary.
that would be
So
legendary. If it's in the cards this year, I'm going. Most definitely.
yeah, hell yeah.
Well,
Um,
I
look,
do
man,
want to connect with everybody.
absolutely. And I don't want to keep you forever on here. If you're cool talking, I'm cool talking. But I don't want to, you know, take all of your
Oh,
time
bro,
or
like I told
whatever.
you at the very beginning, I could talk. It's point me, hit
Absolutely.
play, and I'm going. that's that's I'm just good. I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of things to talk about. I got a lot of stuff I could talk about. And plus it's
Absolutely.
keeping me off of this Schedule 1 game for a little bit. I've been playing the
Yeah.
Schedule 1. Bro, I got it on Wednesday at like 2 o'clock. And by this afternoon, I already clocked in over 36 hours gameplay. I think I slept for 3 hours on Wednesday night. I've been cracked out on this game.
Man, I haven't even played my Xbox in I don't know how long, but we haven't had an internet. It's pretty much a
Well, I don't
glorified
play.
DVD player.
Right, I feel you. I don't play. I only play Elden Ring. I play a lot of Elden Ring, right? When I play games, I don't play a lot of games. It's got to be a special game to like pique my interest to be able to keep my attention on it. So I normally it's just a one person game. I normally just play Elden Ring a lot. But now this game I tried it out. I've been seeing the hype about it and I'm addicted to it, bro. I'm hooked on it. I I just that's what I've been doing for the last 2 days. Building my little
I
druggy
feel it.
empire.
Gotcha. Uh, I mean, truly, I got about 5 questions that are just regular questions, and then we pretty much jump into my little game questions. I like to call them either or, and then I got a few fill in the blank questions, and really we'll be about wrapped up. You've just given
Word.
very descriptive answers, and I'm so thankful. That's what I'm saying. These interviews can be as much as little, and it's not to take away or over, I don't know, elevate like one interview from the other. It is what you make of it. I just try to, you know, give a platform, and I like to meet you guys. I like to hang out, you know, I like to get to know people. So
Absolutely. Bro, there's so many
yeah,
music artists. There's so many music artists out there, homie, that it's
right.
like Magic the Gathering. You know how many different cards are in Magic the Gathering? You can literally sit at the card shop every day, all day, and go through the cards and see cards that you've never seen before.
Right, like, oh,
That's
how did I
how
miss
many
that?
music artists are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how many music artists there are, Hobie. There's just so
And that's
many. But it's always dope to finally pull a foil card out and fucking find somebody that's really fucking dope. That's what
yeah.
I did the interviews. I love doing the interviews with people when I was doing the interviewing because there's just so much talent out there that you would never even have thought about until you sat down and actually start shuffling through it. Now, no, there's a lot of bad talent and they're doing their thing.
Yeah.
And but sometimes you find somebody that you vibe with, and That's really what it's about. That's being
Right.
able to discover somebody, like you were saying earlier, being able to discover something that you didn't even think existed, but it does. Because there's a lot of people, I'll be looking them up, and they're like 4.3 million listeners, and I'm like, how the fuck I never heard this person before? And
Right.
that's because I wasn't
Right.
shuffling through the deck.
Right. You
There's
wasn't
just so
looking.
many
You
people
was
out there.
right. Listen, just recent and I'm not trying to promote somebody on your interview by no means, but I just
Oh, I
interviewed
don't
a
care. It don't bother
dude by
me.
the name of Trick the Kid. Okay, have you heard of that name? Just
Trip the
blindly?
kid. Yes,
Trick, not Trip.
Trip the kid.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
not T.
Trick the kid. No,
Trick.
I haven't heard of
Yeah.
him.
Okay. See, exactly. Uh, I'm guessing maybe a lot of people haven't. Would you believe that he's Ritz's cousin?
No way. See what I mean? That that's
And
dope.
people don't know who he is yet. I learned of him because Ritz put out posts on his social media saying, "Hey, check out my cousin. He's just getting into the music." I'm like, "Nah."
Yeah,
So I'm like, what's the
yeah,
chance I could message this dude and he responds to me? And guess what? He responded and he's humble. And we had an interview just like me and you were doing. If I didn't, if I was
yeah,
not picking through the deck, I wasn't looking, trying to find, I never would have, you know what I'm saying? I never would have had that happen.
yeah.
So that's back to that. Like,
Yo,
we
yeah,
can't
that's
blind
dope.
ourselves. That is if you enjoy music. If you don't, you only like a few artists. Well,
Yeah,
that seems boring to me, but that
you
might be
you
your thing.
you gotta love
right,
music to be dedicated to music. Like
right,
half the people that's gonna listen to your music are music artists. So like
right.
half of the people that listen to your music are also fellow music artists. So there's just so much out there, and it's just dope. I love it. So even you like music enough to be putting this platform up for people.
Right.
So it's just everybody being a part of a part of the whole, and it's allowing people. It's
Absolutely.
networking, bro. It's dope. I love it.
Um. So I'm gonna jump to the next question then. I'm guessing I know the answer to this, but maybe not. That might be assumptuous of me based off of what you told me. But do you have any siblings? And do they support your music?
Do I? Okay, so I have adopted siblings. And I got two half brothers, but not like my parents are only. I'm only child for my parents, but I got
Oh,
adopted
no
brothers.
kidding. Okay. I don't know why I just assumed the whole
So
Native American thing and stuff. Y'all just you probably had like 18 brothers and sisters or something. I have 13 siblings.
no, I
Well,
have like
like
18 uncles and aunts.
yeah, yeah.
So I got a
Um,
lot of uncles and aunts, but I don't have any like actual like family. I I have I was adopted, like I said, like I was telling you, I was adopted.
right,
My
right.
my birth mom can't have kids, so she adopted all the kids. So I had
Okay.
we were foster parents, and then when a kid would come through the house that like really clicked with the family, we would adopt them into the family, and so they weren't foster kids anymore. So I do have a
Right.
sister. I have two sisters and a brother that are adopted. That we're all family, right? So you don't have to be blood to be family.
No,
But they don't
that's what
listen
I'm
to my
saying.
music. They don't. I
No.
don't expect them to either. Uh, so I
Okay.
do. My sister's boyfriend. Well, their ex boyfriend now, but he was like a fanatic of mine, uh, and so that was just a little weird because he
Yeah.
was like he I don't know. Some people could be weird with your music, and that's what it is, though.
Well,
You know what I mean?
right. If you like know
he
them
just
personally, see them daily type thing. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't expect
Uh,
anybody that is my homies to be listening to my music. Uh,
well,
I don't like
that's cool though. Honestly, I
it.
ain't even mad at you. You're saying some real shit yet again because like I
You know what
don't
I mean?
ask it to be a type of way per se, but it's just a random question. I've had artists come up here and say they have siblings and they only support them where so if they got a shout out from a famous artist or what have you, then they're all like, yeah, bro, but then they don't bump their music or nothing like that. And then some artists come up here and
Yeah.
their
I
brothers and
don't.
sisters listen to absolutely everything they put out, or so it's just a question. It's not too deep, but I
Yeah,
like
but
how
that's
you
because they
said that
like that
though.
music. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
my family don't have the same music taste as I do, and
right,
so I don't expect them to listen to my music, and I don't try to force it on them and make them. They support me. You know what I mean? But they don't
right,
support
right.
me by streaming my music. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
They don't support me by they every once in a while they'll come to my shows, but now I don't live anywhere near where they could come to my shows. So I don't
right,
expect
right.
them to travel out here.
Yeah,
I'm a lone family member in Colorado now.
humble yet again.
But when I go to
No,
Texas, they
that's
show
cool.
up, but they're not showing up
Yeah.
for my music. They're showing
They're
up.
just coming to
They're
see
showing up to
you.
see me because they haven't seen me in a
Yeah.
while. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we haven't seen
That's
each
cool though.
other. But
Yeah.
I don't expect them to like listen to my stuff. My
You
mom
don't
is a
you don't
diehard Christian
obligate your
lady, so
homies
I
to
don't
listen
expect
to
her to
your
be
music.
listening to what I'm putting out.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my mom.
Yeah, I don't
She's
obligate.
not
If
about
they
the
want
juggalo
to,
scene.
that's cool. You know what I mean? If you want, well, this is the thing. It's different. So it's different. How am I trying to say it? So whenever somebody that you know listens to your music, it's different to them because they know you personally.
Right.
So the music is different. It's not they see and hear you on a daily basis and they don't know me by Conman Kitty, they know me by Marcus, you know what
You're
I mean? Or by
right.
Squeak. That's my nickname. So that, so that's I don't expect them to listen to me because they hear me talking to them all the fucking time. Why am I expect them to listen to my music? So it just hits
Yeah.
different when people are close to you. You uh they're the only ones that get the inside jokes in my fucking songs because we inside joke and I'll put that stuff in my song and they
Right.
personally when they
They've
hear it
been
they
they were
know what's going
there.
on.
Right.
No one else
Yeah.
does, but
Right,
I don't
right.
expect them to listen to it. You know what I mean? But I have a homie that listens to me and bumps me all the time. He comes to the studio with me. He's really solid. He's my fucking road dog, bro. You know what I mean? But
Hell
I don't
yeah.
expect him to listen to anything I put out. He chooses to listen to it. So that's all I could
You
be.
wanna shut them
I'm
up or
grateful
something?
that he does. I'm grateful that I could put something out that he'll fucking bang. I know I'm doing something if he's banging it. If your close friends listen to your music, you're doing something. I believe
Yeah.
because generally
Yeah.
no one's going to listen to your music. That's your friends. It
Dude. You're right though. Um I got listen, it's weird cuz so in my position though, I meet people after the fact that I could perceive as just an artist and say, well, I really don't know them. But now, on a level, I do engage. I'm, we talk to each other like in private DMs, not just, you know what I'm saying, on post or
yeah,
whatever. But like when you say that, it makes me think of my homie that's about to come out and fucking smash half of these wannabe rappers and give them a reality check because he's been stewing for quite some time, and I do support his music, and I'm always like giving him shit too, like why are you wasting your talent? Come on, let's get it out there now. Let's let the world hear
right.
it type beat. and
Well,
it's hard. So like, go ahead.
well, what I think is it's not that it's hard to put the music out there. That's the easy part. The hard part is learning the backside of the business. So like 15% of the business is you putting your music out. The rest of it is understanding how to promote yourself, how to market yourself, how to put yourself. And a lot of music artists just want to rap and sit on the couch. They don't want to go back out there and do the back end of it. And I think
Right.
that's
No.
really, really a lot of people are scared because they don't understand it. When
Right.
you don't understand something, and when you don't understand it, or you're learning a new subject and it sounds like Chinese to everybody, it's gonna it turns you off, and you don't want to learn deeper. But the more you learn about it, the more you understand it, and it's hard to get people to want to take time out of their day to work on the back end of this stuff.
So
And but
he
you could
is
put music
he's
out there all day long and be super talented. You could
well
be
he's told
extremely
me
talented. You
he don't want to half-ass it. He wants to do it the right way the first time. He wants to have the right publication, so he ain't got to worry about copyright this, copyright that. Something that's gonna put just his music on the platforms, collectively like Spotify and YouTube, and he just he wants to go about it. And me, I'm just an eager little shit of a homie that surprisingly, as you said, like,
right,
because I would tell him, Shay, this is trash, bro. Like, I don't know you as a singer, and I don't even know him to be vegan, but now he's vegan. You know what I'm saying? I poke fun at him because I remember when he ate a cheeseburger and shit, because that's my homie. I've been knowing him
yeah,
13 years. But I only
right,
recently seen him come out about music, and this is something I guess he's been passionate about for a while. So I was almost that critical, like, I seen his little open verse challenges. You know what I'm saying? And some of them were kind of like, eh, and some of them were like, whoa. But then when I actually heard some music and like some songs from him, it's crazy. Like he really did. And maybe I'm just speaking. Maybe I'm biased, but he does have some potential. He does have a couple songs out, and I'm gonna shout him out. It's not his song, but he is on Cartoon Bondurance. What is it
yeah.
called? I can't even think of the song now. But there's a recent song. If you just look up Cartoon Bondurant, he has a verse on it, and then he is on Evil Cooks Cipher, which I got to do the intro on, which was kind of fun.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, yeah, he's just waiting for the right publications and all that shit. At any rate, that just made me trickle on and ramble. I'm just saying you're correct because I would tell him his shit sucks, but ironically, it doesn't. And now he needs to stop playing around. In my eyes, I'm just anxious. I'm just excited for him. I want to see it happen, and I'm gonna support him. And
Right,
I'll be his like advertising. I'll go hard for him. Like I go hard for
word,
Ouija. So
yeah.
it's just kind of cool. But yeah, again, off of that and more back to you. Uh, Next question I got here is do you think the skill came natural or did you have to learn and practice? Because you said you didn't start doing music until recently. You were actually a NASCAR driver and a chef at the same time, part time. And then the pandemic happened, and you decided to play around with some music because obviously you've been a lover of music, just not really, you know,
Yeah.
tried to do it yourself.
It's
So yeah,
so I all this is to me. Okay, so I love writing. And when I was a kid, I've won a couple poetry contests and did the whole poetry thing. So it's really I've always done poetry my whole life. And then what the music is just poetry put to sound. And so I have a lot of writing experience. So it's real natural for me to be able to write lyrics and write music because I came from writing music, not writing music, but writing poetry. So
Right.
I understand it. I understand all the the double entendre stuff is all in the poetry. The poetry is very versatile when it comes to stuff like that, and the syncopation of how the poem is read out loud in your mind is just a natural flow. See, you could read poetry and everybody will read it the same in the syncopation that it's put in, like when you're reading stuff. So
Right.
everybody just naturally understands the rhythm of how a poem is wrote, and so that's just something that transitions into writing music so cool. So yeah, I got a lot of like writing experience, and but it transitioned into the rapping stuff really good, really well. So yeah, so
Yeah.
new on the music stuff. I've always been the person to critique music in my head. When I heard something, I'd be like, "Oh, I could have done better than that. Oh, I can't believe this dude's putting this down. I could have done better than that." So I went through
Right.
all these years of damn. I could do that. Dude is fucking boo boo, and he's selling
Yeah.
$10 million worth of records. I could do that. So I just
Right.
tried it out.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
if what's his name? Remember the ah the dude from American Idol that she bangs, she bangs, she moves, and he was selling a lot of records, and he's really bad at music. But that's what I
Yeah.
learned.
Yeah.
And some people they may not have the best music, but
But they have stage
it's the way they
performance.
present themselves. Some people,
Yes, that's
yeah,
90% of it. Listen,
it's their vibe. You
you can fall short, uh like, I don't know, up here, like, singing, if your stage presence and you can work the crowd and you really have like a kind of knack. Now you can't suck, but you can fall short in some areas. I think if your stage presence and how you like hold yourself, and yeah. Would y'all stop? Sorry, my dog's going crazy.
That's all good.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I believe the same thing. It's your vibe. Some of these people, they're charismatic, and people love them. They have not the best stuff, but they're charismatic and people love you. If people vibe with you, it doesn't really matter what your music comes out. They're vibing with you. They love being around you. They love being in your aura. They love the way that you move and talk. And the music becomes secondary to friendship. And so I
right,
just it's if they vibe with you like that, that's amazing. You know what I mean? That's the people that you want to vibe with you. The but yeah,
right,
so there's people that are able to make careers and make 100K a year just because they vibe with their audience and they vibe with them. You know, it doesn't even matter at that moment how good your music is, it's how you present in your music in front of people. And
right, right.
so
With the
yeah, you
message,
got
the
to learn to
ultimate
master that.
message.
There's just so many people that are music artists that are antisocial that don't do well because they don't understand that. They don't understand
Right,
that you can't be if you're trying to be a music artist and you're antisocial, you gotta do work harder. You gotta push through your boundaries and your demons, and you gotta work
mm,
on your mental and understand that you can't like you gotta push forward with it. And that's why there's so many music artists I believe that don't do good with their career is because they want it to happen, but they're so antisocial that
they
they forget to vibe with the crowd. They
they
forget to
can't
just sit there and
overcome
vibe with the
that
crowd.
step, or
Uh,
yeah. Absolutely. My next question, man, is actually probably gonna be one of my favorites, perhaps, because I've just been curious. Though throughout this 2 hour journey, you've pretty much told us a whole hell of a lot about you, and I think we've kind of gathered possibly the answer to it. But it's kind of a three-part singular question, though. And it goes as follows: Who or what, or yeah, inspired slash came up with your stage name, Conman Kitty, and then your logo. So if you do in fact have a logo that's identifiably recognizable as you, so like if it's on a hat, a flag, a shirt, like I don't know if you have any merch yet, a logo that actually is Con Man Kitty. But so like if so, who created that and where did it come from? And your stage name. In fact, how did you come about calling yourself that?
So so Codman Kitty came about. I made it. I made the stage name. I wanted it's part methodical and part cool. Well, so I'm a Leo, right? So the reason why I do a lot of the cat theme is because I'm definitely wholeheartedly full blown 100% Leo. Uh, so I've always resonated with the cat stuff, and plus, people that was one of my nicknames. So growing up, people call me Squeak because I have a vocal tick where I'll squeak. I actually did it earlier in the episode a couple times, which is cool because I normally don't do that on camera, but that just means I'm really vibing with you. But I have like a
Hell
form of
yeah.
Tourette's.
Okay.
It's called chronic vocal tick disorder. And so that's not something that you're born with. It's something that actually like happens to you. So I was playing dodgeball, and me and this dude ran full speed into each other, and the dodgeball not dodgeball, kickball, and the ball landed in between me and this other guy, and it slammed me to the ground real hard, and it
Right.
like knocked the wind out of me, and it made a squeak sound,
Dang.
and that stuck with me my whole life. So I squeak a lot. So that's where my nickname Squeak comes from. But a lot of people call me
Okay.
Kitty because I'm that dude that will walk up on you and you don't even know that I'm there. I'm like a sidler. Like you got to give me a pack of Tic Tacs to walk around you so you can hear me. So I've always moved real silent, and so I've
Real
been called
stealth.
Kitty from yeah. So I've been called Kitty from that mixed in with I'm a Leo. So the con man part is just so a lot of people don't understand. Everybody knows what a con man is, right? But no one really understands what the word con man comes from. Con man is actually short for confidence man. And it's a person that has the ability to have so much confidence in themselves that they can pull off these schemes that they do. So I wanted to make my name sound like rough and tough with the con man part, but it also means that I'm able to blend in and do
You're
what I'm supposed to
clever.
do.
You're witty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that how to scheme stuff. I'm a real big schemer. So so Conman Kitty is also very uh two syllable with two hard K's, con man, kitty. So it just kind of fit right there. It's easy to remember. A lot of people mistake it for Conway Twitty. So whenever they make
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
connection, Conway Twitty, uh, it really helps remember you. Because at first, when I first started, I wanted to call myself Riplox, Riplox. Uh,
Yeah.
and that just didn't work. And then I tried one called Point Hollow, which was Hollow Point mixed. That just didn't fit. When I finally came up with Kami and Kitty, it just felt natural. It
Okay.
felt like the piece of the puzzle I needed. Like I was trying to filter through all these other names and stuff, and it just wasn't feeling natural. And so once
Right.
Kami and Kitty hit, it felt really natural about it. It stands out, and my logo is a purple cat. So I do a lot of purple cat stuff. Uh, I made the logo. I can, I got a lot of artistic stuff in me. And so I did the logos. I do a lot of my own graphics. I do a lot of my own graphic design. Uh, every once in a while I'll send out for somebody else to do it. But generally a lot of my stuff you see I've done. I've done a lot of my
Right.
graphics.
You're very
But yeah, purple cat.
self-sufficient from what I've gathered.
Yeah, I love art. I used to sleep back in my early 20s, bro. Back in my early 20s, I used to tattoo. I would tattoo on the side out of my apartment. So to get my side cash. So I would
Yeah.
tattoo. So so I do a lot of drawing. I'm really good at drawing, even though I do a lot of reference drawing. But yeah, I do a lot of drawing.
So, like, I don't know why I just assumed again assumptions. It would have maybe the cat had something to tie in with the Japan storyline thing that you were talking about at the
Well,
beginning. I'm gonna tell you when you first got a hold of me. I think I seen on your profile the picture of the little cat. It threw me off, but then it was kind of like clever. Like my old lady, she does digital art, and I don't know how familiar you are with it, but she draws for the furry community and stuff like that. Like she's not a furry herself per se, but she does drawings and stuff like that for them, and turns
right.
different animals into like different creations, and I don't know, she's pretty talented at
Yeah.
it or whatever.
And
But when I seen your
anthropomorphize them.
yeah, when I seen your little cat thing, it just kind of made me think of her. I'm like, wow, she might actually be able to like. So, and that's what I'm leading to another question. I was thinking like she might actually like be able to come up with something cool. So normally she pops in here and she
Right.
asked me to ask the artist if you could be any like futuristic or fictional character or an animal, what would it be? And sometimes when she ain't got commissions, she'll take one of my artists and try to draw them up as that animal or that kind of thing tied in with actually who they are. And like she drew Ouija as a chibi and taking a bath in blood. He shared it all over his
Yeah.
socials. Like I have it on shirts and stuff. Like it's a cool little dude or whatever. But she just does
Right.
that for the fun. So like, yeah, if you could be
Yeah, that's
any
just fun.
fictional character or animal, what would you be?
Well, definitely the cat. That's definitely what I am. But I also love unicorns. I'm so I have a we have a so for a minute there. So I'm an entrepreneur. So I have a lot of businesses I've done this. But we got a candy
Right.
company that it's actually owned by my girlfriend. Owns a candy company, and it's called Unicorn Fluff Gang, and we sell cotton candy and stuff. So that's what she does. But yeah, I love unicorns. I'm all in the rainbow stuff. I'm completely opposite of horrorcore. I'm all about
Yeah.
the. I'm like that like that Lego in the Lego movie, the little fucking catacorn that's like all
Yeah.
nice, but then she gets all
Yeah.
turns red and goes
Yeah.
ham on everybody. I'm that person.
Yeah.
I am all about the rainbows and about the fucking fun of life, but I also understand there's a dark undertone to life, and you have to
Rainbows
go into
and
that area.
unicorns
And
and cats. You could have fun with this man as a creation. That's awesome. No, I dig it. Everything is
yeah, but it's
awesome.
everything is awesome. Everything is cool when
Yeah.
you're part of the team. Everything is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That's in my top three favorite movies.
That's
That's like my
crazy.
third favorite.
The favorite movie. I can't make it up. That's the next question, man. Again,
Yeah,
leading.
my
It
favorite
is so
movie, my
beautiful.
favorite, yeah, my favorite is the Matrix trilogy. If you could count as
Okay.
one, and then and
Yeah.
then the next one is a movie called Cloud Atlas, right? And then after that is the Lego movie. But those are my favorite like normal movies. My favorite horror movie is actually a movie called May, like the month May. That's a it's a I love that movie. So
I don't know that I've seen it. That's my birth month.
there's a lot. So it's about a socially awkward main character female that obsesses over people's body parts when she talks to them and meets these people. And then she pretty much throughout the movie kills them for that body part and she collects body parts. So
Ah, yeah,
so
sounds
that's
kind of
it's
dope.
it's a really yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. A lot of people don't know about it, but I just feel it's a really underrated movie that could have been bigger if they would have promoted it properly. But yeah, that's one of
Right.
my that's my favorite horror movie when it comes to horror movies. But
So my
I
favorite
like a lot of
movie,
psychological thrillers too.
my go-to favorite movie is Blow with Johnny Depp. Um,
That's a good movie. I got that movie on DVD.
Yeah, I can probably quote it almost word for word. Like I remember being like 13 watching it and like on
Right.
tape and then stop rewind play. Stop rewind play sometimes like that was my shit and even now it's still my shit. And
Yeah.
I ain't even got to watch it for it to be
I'm like that with I'm like that with South Park.
yeah.
I could probably
Um
quote so much South Park. I love South Park.
Favorite horror movie? That's a tough one. Maybe Pennywise. It's hard for me to pick a favorite horror movie. I just kind of watch.
Right.
Sometimes I don't watch. It just depends because I'll even find some horror corny and like just be like, this ain't my vibe.
Yeah.
So
It's gotta a movie's gotta be weird for me to like nowadays get into it. The reason why I like Cloud Atlas is because it switches so much up between the storylines during the show because it keeps
right
my brain interested. But I like a lot of like movies that are like they gotta be different. Like Johnny Depp is got a movie called The Ninth Gate. Uh that's a really obscure occult movie. I love movies
there.
like that. And then
Yeah.
what is another one? There's one with Heath Ledger in it where he's a sin eater and he eats people. He's like a Catholic priest and he consumes people's sins so they can go to so they don't not stuck in purgatory. They can go to
Right.
heaven. So that's a really obscure movie. I like they gotta my brain. So my ADHD right. So
That's
I
me.
got ADHD
That's me.
and so it predicts movies really easy and
Right.
it has to be that's what I'm saying with my music selection so weird because it has to keep my brain interested in it when I
Right. It's
and
not
so
it's not even
you
that
get
it sucks per se, but it might not be interesting enough to keep I feel you, dude. I've been ADHD my whole life. Like just that's my functionality and society problem there cuz I'm
right
like nope,
yeah
okay, what's the next thing? What am I doing here?
well
I will
I'm
come home,
cursed
put a movie
I got what
on,
they call
put
ADHD.
oh, man. I think I've heard of it. I don't think that's me. I'm just hypertension deficit disorder.
Yeah, I got that. See, so I got so what happens was is when back in the day they really didn't know a lot about autism. And so and so a lot of times did you know 48% of people that are autistic are also ADHD. So, the a lot of times when they got diagnosed when they're a kid, they got diagnosed as ADHD because they didn't realize that you can be both at the same time. That they didn't realize that till the late 90s. So when I was a kid, they diagnosed me with ADHD. It was about 13, 14 years ago that I got diagnosed with ADHD, which is the one with both of them. So I have like an eternal
Oh,
struggle. I need schedule, but my ADHD side likes the chaos. So it's very eternal struggle here with it. But yeah, my
I didn't know that was a
ADHD
thing.
has to have different. It has to have different
Yeah, yeah.
when it comes to
You
me
got it.
consuming music and consuming movies.
And that's
Otherwise, it
I think that's why I like snappy, quick raps, but I also I don't know, like slow, depressant, like just I don't know, jumping around. So
It's a
yeah,
vibe. It depends on your vibe, what you feel that
right.
day. If I feel like
Yeah.
I want to fucking depress myself out, I depress myself out because when it comes to
Yeah.
music, so the wrong right, well the wrong thing to do is listen to happy music when you're sad. That's not
Right.
you're supposed to immerse yourself in sad music. When you're sad, listen to sad music because you're never going to be receptive to being happy when you're sad. That's they're
Right.
opposites. They don't coexist with each other. So it's a feeling. And so when you've got negative feelings and negative vibes, you want to listen to
You want to
negativity.
release
That's why
that. You
music's so
want it
healing.
to, yeah. You want it to come up and be uncomfortable and maybe bring a tear to your damn eye and just get it out. Maybe even scream a little or
Yeah.
whatever.
And sometimes you
Yeah.
just want that. Yeah. But sometimes you
It's
just
like
want that. I don't want to be depressed, but
no.
sometimes my body's all like it as an artist, I like to feel all feelings on a spectrum because music comes through feeling. And so if you feel sad, you want to present yourself on all the feeling levels. Hype music and making yourself feel hype is fucking dope, but you don't feel that way 24/7. You know what I mean? There's
No.
days when you
No.
wake up and you pull the covers up off of you and you're like, I don't want to people today. I don't want to do jack shit. I want to bed rot today.
Yeah.
And so you listen to
Yes.
bedrock music. You listen, but
Yes.
that's just the feeling it is. But that's why I was telling you when I
Man.
listen to Corruptus, it's got me. I'm on that vibe with it. You know what I mean? I don't listen to it when
Yeah.
I'm not. I only listen to it, and that's why I like
Absolutely.
Ouija branched out because he was giving people what they wanted, a whole album instead of just one song or two songs on an album of his. He
No,
decided to do a whole
he
album
said,
about it.
here's
So
this.
you,
Yeah, here's this.
yeah. So when you're
Uh,
feeling like see it to me, that album is about that when you get in the grind and it starts being day after day after day after day, it's just that feeling you get when you're just doing shit day after day, going to work, coming home, going to sleep, getting up, going to work, coming
being,
home. It's that numbness that you have. And
yeah,
he has a really good ability to express the numbness of the day. And so that's why I feel like that you gotta when you get to that point where you just been doing shit over and over and over, that becomes my fucking my theme album.
yeah, yeah. You hit the nail on the head with that, my man. Absolutely. Because I don't listen to it always, but when I do, I listen hard and I a lot. I'll repeat the whole album, and then I'll look for the other songs that I
Yeah,
call my soul juice of his that kind of fit that vibe from the other albums that may not be all that type of vibe or whatever.
right.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better, man. You're awesome. If I haven't said that enough, I absolutely appreciate you coming on here. It's been 2.5 hours, and I'm still gonna try to ask you
And it
these.
don't feel like it.
No,
And it don't
yeah,
feel like it. It
crazy.
just feels like you're in the presence of somebody you've known before. Like I don't know you,
Yeah,
but I feel like I'm talking to a fucking homie that I've known for a minute.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's weird that I relate to like I literally just a second ago you're telling me your your personal I don't know what do you call those inflictions, what we're born with and whatnot, and all the while I'm sitting here saying, why aren't you a therapist? Why aren't you a counselor? Because like you literally have a, even though you say you don't really like people, you have a way about you. Your voice is even like not monotone, but it's relaxed and it's chill. I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm sure you can get loud and rowdy when you need to or whatever, but like, you know
Yeah,
what
when
I'm
you need to
saying?
do it.
You're
Yeah.
just, I definitely vibe. Obviously, we got the ADH thing. You got me wondering if I shouldn't have been pronounced with the autism. I don't know, but like you make some pretty good staple points on it, and yeah, I'd be vibing. You're real humble, and like, listen, you shouldn't judge somebody based off of how they look or whatever, but let me be real. I'm the type of person when I first meet somebody, at least in person and even within on like social medias, I kind of like get a feel of who the person is, who I'm talking to. Are they just bullshitting me? Are they, are they being
Yeah.
honest? And that's in person, and I'll make that conversation short if I feel, the
Yeah.
other
Well,
way. And
that's discernment. You got good discernment. That being able to do
uh,
that's called this. That's so if you hear people say discernment, that's what that is. Being
I
able
had no
to
idea.
get in front of somebody for a little bit and understand if they're bullshitting you or not. Not everybody has that gift. You know what I mean? That's something. That's a gift people have. That's why they call it the gift of discernment. It
I really
That's one
didn't
of the
know there was
seven
a
virtues.
definition. I
Yeah, that's one of the seven noble virtues. Is discernment. So yeah, that ability is being able to read somebody that quickly is a gift that people strive to have. So yeah, you got that already by the way you're talking to me and saying that. You definitely got this good
I
gift of
just
discernment.
I well then that's freaking awesome to know there's a word for it. Just like anybody, life sucks generally sometimes. It has good moments. There's beautiful in the misery. But I just became numb as you were just talking about to life with what my life has given me, and I think I might have stated earlier, I've only recently found real stability and comfortability, fundability in my life
Right,
where I was able to start attending concerts and actually putting myself out there, I guess, socially and whatnot. Because I've been surviving in survival mode. I've been on my own since I was 16. It didn't
right.
get much better from there for the next 10, 15 years, and then I finally met a girl, that actually cares about me generally and cares about herself. And without her, I probably
Right,
wouldn't even have this quite the stability. Mentally, I've been working on myself, and it's definitely been a great journey. But financially and the freedom to just start attending stuff, it wouldn't be there yet. But
right.
so yeah, I mean. It's I, I've met a lot of horrible people is all I'm getting at, and
Oh yeah,
when you live that
but you
kind of
learn
life
from
for
it.
so many
You, they're
years,
good.
yeah.
You're
So
learning from it. You know what I mean?
I appreciate the definition because I really didn't know that was that word to go with that discernment
Right.
to
Discernment.
be able.
Yeah.
Okay. The ability to read somebody in a short period of time or something. Right
Yeah.
on.
You
Um,
feel, you know when they feel off. You're reading their aura, their vibe. And so, yeah.
right,
And then that
right,
allows you to see through the bullshit. So, yeah, you
right.
got
And then
that.
I just kind of
It's really cool.
say, because I'm not gonna sit there and hate on somebody. I just don't need that kind of weird energy in my energy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Why
you
would
know,
you? There's no reason to hate on anybody. You know what I mean? It's
right?
no, I don't like, how you say it? Everybody's done something fucked up, but you got to
Yeah,
understand that they're doing them at the moment. I've been through all those horrible fucking life lessons. You know what I mean? I've been through a lot of that shit, so I understand. Why am I going to judge somebody else because they're going through their shit? You know,
yeah.
so we each. We each have to learn. The problem I have with people is some people, they don't want to learn from it and they just continue to make the same mistakes. But the
And
issue is with that,
excuses and excuses
yeah,
on top of that, because then they just
yeah,
don't want to take accountability. Like, even in my life, I done fuck shit that probably made didn't help my progression, you know what I'm saying? Eventually
yeah,
you gotta own up to your own shit. And then, yeah, life
yeah,
throws you some curveballs that fucking suck. And sometimes you just your journey is a little different than the next, and it is what it is. And you can be miserable, or you can try to overcome it. I know that's
yeah.
a harder
You,
step for some than others, but
it is, especially they don't listen. Look, my problem is I wish when you told somebody something, they would actually listen to what you're saying. But if they're not ready to change, they're not going to
they're not
actually
gonna take it
understand what
in.
you're saying. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So like the best way to say it is somebody that smokes cigarettes and they know that they smoke cigarettes, right? Your brain is addicted to the dopamine hit that is getting from those actions. See, some of those people are addicted to being miserable because that's where they get their dopamine hit from. But whenever you're smoking a cigarette and somebody tells you, "Hey, that's a cancer stick, that's bad for you, you need to quit," and what do? You go in your fucking pack and light another one up right in front of
Yeah, you're like,
everybody. It's like, fuck
fuck
you.
you.
You know what I mean? But you don't, you, 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 when you're ready, you'll be perceptive to that advice. You gotta
And you might
be in
even
that.
know then, because I knew. That's a good analogy, because I am recently, my birthday will be 2 years I quit smoking cigarettes. And if you would have asked me
Dope.
3 years ago if I ever would have quit, I would have told you, fuck no. It's not
Fuck yeah.
possible.
I was too. I was too, bro. I was that same way. I was like, fuck no, I'm never gonna quit fucking smoking. But I did, and I got it, and I don't even miss it. I don't even fucking miss it. I haven't smoked in, yeah, about 3 years now. Well, right around the time I broke up with my ex-wife. I think I was smoking a lot more with her because she was stressing me out. So not too long after I broke up with her, I quit smoking cigarettes. I guess
Honestly,
I was just using it as a coping mechanism.
my whole life it's been a coping mechanism for every single excuse and thing I done in my life. Oh, I'm bored, smoke a cigarette. Oh, I just had sex, smoke a cigarette. Just got high,
Smoke a
smoke a
cigarette, yeah.
cigarette. Just smoked a cigarette, better
Well,
smoke
you
a
know
cig. But
why? I'm gonna tell you something
habits.
funny, right? Real most a lot of people with ADHD smoke because
Because it's
it
something to do.
actually nicotine actually helps ADHD people,
It shows us out probably
but it's
more
bad for
than,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so before tobacco is really like nicotine itself is really good for somebody to focus, and it's really a really miraculous fucking plant. The problem is all these companies spray all these additives onto it, and so it becomes like really bad for you. But
Yeah.
the native, like
Yeah.
Native Americans and stuff, they smoke the tobacco, but they smoke like real tobacco. They
Just
don't smoke
right, raw
anything.
grown tobacco,
It
right.
Yeah. And so you with raw grown tobacco is like concentrate. You don't need that much and it's not really addicting like weed is addicting per
Right.
se. It's what's making it addicting is those companies trying to get you to come buy their brand of
Yeah.
cigarette. So so that it but nicotine is actually seen as one of those super it's not a food, but it's like it helps ADHD people focus and calm down and like
It's
collect
so
themselves.
crazy, because I mean, you could be beyond pissed in the instant relief from a cigarette. Not like, not
Yeah,
necessarily instant, like you're still mad, but it instantly does trigger like I guess the endorphin then to chill out
Right.
just a little, if not a
It's
lot,
also the
man.
ritual. It's also
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ritual of it. It's the sitting down. Sometimes sitting down and the ritual of it helps you get into the mindset that you need to be in, and then it injects the fucking nicotine, which helps
Listen,
focus you. So yeah,
I'm here to tell you if I did not get incredibly sick, and it's not like I caught the like a bronchitis or some crazy illness type thing. I don't know. I'll call it just a common cold that was severe, bro. But I couldn't breathe. I woke up just
right.
snotted, full. I could not breathe. And no matter what, this is where I physically seen my addiction. You know what I'm saying? I physically seen it.
Right.
My brain told me I need this, my body, my everything, my existence. So I'm trying to smoke
Yeah.
that cigarette, and with every drag, not every other, not every third, or not just twice on the cigarette. Every drag, it was hard to inhale. Like I would cough,
Right.
I couldn't even, and then I couldn't breathe air to relieve from the cigarette smoke, because as cigarette smokers, we take that big old drag, blow it out, and then the first
Right.
thing you do, you actually breathe in some fresh air. It's just a thing,
Yeah.
like, you
Especially in the morning
know.
time, that crisp morning
So,
air.
right. And I'm telling you, I put this on my whole existence, my life, on whatever. If it wasn't for me getting sick, I don't know that I would have quit yet. But my point is that it was hard to smoke. And I'm like, look, you can't even fucking smoke this. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And me and my
What
old
are you
lady was
doing?
going to the zoo, and they're going to have designated smoking areas anyhow. So, like, that's kind of a pain. And all the while, I took my cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think I attempted to smoke one cigarette on the way there. The same issues. You know what I'm saying? It just issues. So then I had my cart with me, my vape, and I just took that into
Right.
the zoo with me. I left my cigarettes in the truck. My brain, my body at some point was like, yeah, you really need that, but oh well, I was already in there. I wasn't going out to get them to come back, that whole thing. So at any rate, and then afterwards, I'm sure I tried again to smoke a cigarette, and I might have got that one down, choked it down, because the addiction, I really
Right.
needed it or wanted it, because we don't need it.
Yeah.
And I went.
Your body's searching for the serotonin and the dopamine.
Right, and I told myself, I'm like, man, this is fucked up. But I went to bed, I went home, went to bed. I figured I'll wake up, it'll be whatever. That was just a rough day, and no, it wasn't.
No,
Now
your body
I had
finally
a
said
pack.
enough's enough.
Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
pack of
Your
cigarettes,
brain
and
didn't.
there was like seven in there. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
fucking stupid, and I just threw them in the trash, and
But that's
I
what I'm
took that
telling
out.
you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though, bro. When you're ready, and it's done. And it's done, and you're receptive to everybody, and they'd be saying, "We've been telling you for years," and you'd be like, "Yeah, but I wasn't actually listening to you.
Yeah,
I
bro.
wasn't in that state of change. I didn't want the change yet." And it gets to that
I
point where your
have
body's
to.
just all like, "Fuck this shit."
Right. I have to sadly give credit though to Mary Jane. Okay. I will, even if I stopped smoking weed, I would still be an
Me too,
advocate for all the positives
bro.
that it does for you. And obviously, it allowed me
I
to still
quit.
have a smoke, a hand, not as much. I don't smoke
Right,
weed like I smoke cigarettes, or I'd be fucking broke. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it
right.
still allowed me to kind of have that a little bit. And I also told myself, you're not doing the go to a vape thing. Because even when I smoked cigarettes, like, mods would choke me up. I didn't like it. It wasn't equal to smoking a cigarette for me.
Yeah,
So I'm just like, no, you're fucking
yeah.
done,
I
dude.
agree. Well, because you're just going from one addiction to another addiction, and I think the problem with vaping is it's so acceptable because it don't smell like cigarettes that I was
Right.
vapor locking myself, and it tasted so yummy, and I would just be like
Yeah.
all day long on it. Then I realized, bro, you just like went from one thing straight to the other thing, and so I was like, man, I can't do the vape
Right.
fucking thing. But I accredit weed also to me quitting cigarettes because I was telling myself that if I live in a weed legal state, why am I spending money on the cigarettes? I could be getting myself some more fucking weed. And so I just stopped smoking. I just didn't care because I didn't want to spend $10 on a pack of cigarettes
Oh
when I can go to the
Jesus, I
store and
said
get me a
that
fucking
too.
eighth. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why am I spending all this
I
money? I could go get an
I used
eighth
to
with
always
this.
joke. That was my cop out. I used to always say, "Well, when they hit $10, that's just stupid," and I gotta quit on principle. And then, like right when I quit
Yeah,
my cigarettes, which were like the basics, so to speak, I smoked Pall Mall Black menthols. They got up to like
right,
$8 a pack around here, and I'm like, wow. So it was a perfect time for
bro.
me. It was
They
approaching
became a
that
premium.
$10. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, I was a Camel Wide smoker. I smoked Camel
Ooh.
Wides.
Ooh. Those menthols are rough, boy. Those were
Yeah,
some strong fatties, boy. White's always felt weird to
yeah,
me, but that was a full cigarette, boy.
yeah. Those
That's
little tree trunk cigarette. But
yeah.
now I just smoke weed. I smoke a
Yeah,
lot of weed.
absolutely.
That's me. Even before I smoked weed, people said that I talked like a stoner. And so I was like, oh,
yeah.
it's just destined to be then.
Yeah. So we've carried on, man, and it's almost 3 hours. I don't know if you want to run through these game questions real quick or not, but I do want to ask you just.
Look, you
I
want
got
to
this
run through them in a
one.
hurry?
I mean, we can just. You got to be quick and snappy then, because I am about to
Quick.
eat some
All
supper.
right, I was quick with this.
All
Yeah, I
right.
don't want it to get cold. Yeah,
Uh,
let's make it
so
quick.
it's just either or. You pick from these answers, and we'll go through them really quick, and then I'll do my outro. You can do your outro, I can do whatever, and then yeah, we'll wrap up. And dude, we can do this again some other time. You were so
Yeah,
dope. We got to get you back on here on a whole different level, anyhow. So I appreciate it.
word.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
start.
man.
Twix or Reese's, the candy.
Reese's. Reese's.
Okay. Yeah, Reese's. Summer or winter? Just
Winner.
do you prefer? Yeah, winter. Ooh. I don't like cold. I'd rather
Yeah.
it be hot as get out.
I I
Uh
grew up in Texas.
oh yeah, yeah. You said you got away from the heat.
I'm good. Yeah. I
Day
melt now down there.
day or night.
Oh, uh day.
Day or day type person. I'm more of a night owl.
Yeah.
Truck or
I'm the
car?
first person awake at the house. Car.
No, car. Uh okay, you're going out on a date with a sweetheart, girlfriend, whatever. Movie night or roller skating?
Fuck, let's go roller skating.
Yeah, live it up a little. Pizza or pasta?
Yeah. Pizza.
Ooh, all right. Um, this one's for your fans. Which are you more active on, Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram. I don't fuck with
All
Facebook. I
right. What about
my demographic is more on Instagram.
TikTok or X, Twitter or formal Twitter? Are you on those?
We're going TikTok. No, I'm on everything, but I prefer TikTok.
All right. Pepsi or Coca Cola? Products. They don't have to be specific to the
Pepsi.
soda. All right. And if it has to be a Fago,
Pepsi. Oh, if it's a Fago, I'm a red pop person, but I really want to try
All
these new
right.
flavors.
Yeah. Um, pie or cake?
There,
Hush. Yeah. Um, but I didn't hear your
yeah, I'm a
answer.
with the Fago. I like red pop.
Yeah, I heard that one. Red pop's good. I like the
Yeah, I like Moon
firework
Mist.
or
I
cotton
like a lot
candy.
of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, those two are really good too. I like all of them. Uh, but if I had to pick one, I'd normally go for the red pop.
absolutely. Pie or cake for dessert?
Ew. Could we say cobbler? Could we
Yeah, we
do a
absolutely
cobbler?
can.
So I don't know what
Yeah,
that would be.
yeah. Cobbler works. I'm with it.
I love cobbler and crisp. So I guess a cobbler is
Yeah.
just a no crust pie, right? No bottom
Right, but
crust, just top
with
crust.
yeah.
So yeah,
It's really good though.
so I
You're
guess
right.
pie
That
then.
should be it. Yeah. Uh okay, you gotta make a 3 mile walk in the rain, or you gotta make a 5 mile walk in the desert, provided water and a few shade spots.
Mm.
Or do the walk in the rain.
So yeah, either walk in the rain 3 miles or walk in the desert 5 miles.
Walk in the rain.
Okay. Um,
I'll walk in the
surf.
rain.
Yeah, I probably would too. Surfing or skateboarding?
Skateboarding. Like
All
my brother
right.
skateboard a lot, so I love watching skateboarding shit.
Yeah, yeah. Um, that's the either ors, man. That's the game questions of the bit.
So,
Listen. I'm gonna get absolutely all of your links. If anybody watches this all the way to the end, or you skip to the end, I love you especially because I didn't expect this to be a 3 hour stream. But this man's very interesting, and maybe you'll find him as interesting as I did, and you'll pay attention throughout the whole thing. Or maybe you'll do something better. You'll stop halfway because you found him so interesting and you went and looked up all his music and started supporting him and giving him some plays. Regardless, you have been incredible. You've been an awesome guest. I'm going to get all of your links. We're going to get it in the description of this video so people can start finding you and listening to you. I don't know if you have
right.
anybody last minute that you want to shout out before I do my ending. I have an ending. I end my streams the same way every time. So if there's anybody, though, that maybe something that you just want to mention that maybe we didn't touch that you really wanted to get out there, or just any last minute shout outs, anybody you want to give love to, whatever, this is your moment to just go ahead and, say those.
All right, my turn. You cut out right at the end there. So I I love everybody. So I shout out to everybody that's watching. If you're watching, you stayed this long, you're fucking awesome. You're a fucking dope spirit. And I just everything. If you just look up Conman Kitty, I'm Conman Kitty everywhere. M- my label website is called Divide and Conquer Productions. Uh, it's that's where you can find some of my most of my stuff. But I'm on all the streaming platforms. Uh, so yeah, you can catch me on all the socials. I'm the same across the board. Come man, kitty. Then just go check out all my shit.
And yeah, and like I
Thank y'all
said,
for letting me be on here.
we're gonna get the links. I'm gonna get the links from him, and they're gonna be in the description of this video, so you can find everything that he just listed. And I like to end my streams the same way every time, and that's never gonna change by my book. Folks, tell somebody you love them, okay? Because you don't know what somebody's going through, and it could be you that can change their
Exactly.
way of thinking, their mindset, even just for a moment, for a brief time, or even further. You when I was 19 and homeless, nobody looked at me and thought I was homeless. They thought I was some dirty kid that was just out and about. Nobody stopped to say, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need somebody to talk to?" You'd be surprised how many people might actually open up to you if you just allow them to.
Yeah,
So don't be
exactly.
hateful. Don't be ugly. Just conspicuously. It's okay to have your guard and be kind of defensive because the world's it's a rough place out there. But don't start with hate and judgment. You know that's my message to the world, man. I love you guys. I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me from day one with these interviews. I appreciate all of the artists that have came up, including you. Thank you so very much. And the artists that come forth. I hope there's plenty more to come. And yeah, Wiggles loves you, and we out of here. Whoop whoop.